Oh, yeah! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I am your host, as always, Russell Dorsey. That's my name. And nobody else has that same name. Just me. It is just I, the only one. Only kidding. Hello, everybody. How's it going? What are we doing today? What's going on? Asmer Nocturnal is saying, ain't even here and I'm a like. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you a whole bunch. Thank you, sir. Jason Carpenter is a channel member as well. Thank you so much, Jason. Saying, what's up, Jake and everyone? What's up, Jason? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Another person named Russell Dorsey. What do you know? What's up, everyone? I smashed that like button like Ghostface before I came in this awesome stream and chat. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Welcome, Russell. Appreciate that. Jason Carpenter is saying, it's been a yucky bad Monday for me. Hope Jake can bring some much needed levity. I got you, Jason. I got you, man. We're going to have a fun day today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun afternoon full of levity. Full of all that fun stuff. What's up, Charmy Challenges? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome. Scream Geek is saying, will you ever make a Red Right Hand 2? That film was awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Someone sent me a message recently saying that someone was sharing it in some Scream group chats on Facebook or whatnot, and I just think that's really awesome. I do appreciate that, and I'm glad you liked it, my friend. Will I ever make a Red Right Hand 2? You know, never say never. What I will say is we're working on an original right now, which I'm super happy to get going on. We're nearly ready to start pitching things to certain people, and maybe we'll get some money for it, and maybe we can make it, which would be great. I am so hyped about it. I'm so proud of it. I think us 5 guys who put in a lot of effort to bring this script to life, we're very proud of it, and we're very excited to tell this unbelievably fucked up story. So hopefully we get to make that. And if, maybe if it's successful, maybe we'll make another fan film. You never know. You never know what'll happen. But what I'll say is we do have something in the works regarding Red Right Hand. I can't tell you what that is, though. Something. It's not necessarily a sequel, but something regarding Red Right Hand is in the works, is what I will say. Melissa is hanging out with us tonight. What's up, Melissa? Howdy, hey. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Thank you, Russell. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Kendria is here saying, made it on time again for another stream. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Kendria. Thank you. I finished chucking mail at people's houses early. Nice. Your name is just Kendra. Okay, well, I see that Y and I get all confused. My brain gets all fuzzy and I don't know what's going on. But, but that's awesome. Kendra, I'm so sorry. I'm horrible at pronouncing things. I've said this many times. I'm so sorry if I've offended you. Kendra. I like the Y. I like the Y in your name. I think it's awesome. But I'm glad you finished chucking mail at people's houses early. I hope your arms are not too tired from all that chucking. Ugh! Just a big box full of glass vases. I don't know. Maybe you're chucking that at people's houses too. I'm kidding. Love it, Kendra. Love it. Legion, who's here as well, saying when the 2 ghost faces synchronize their knife swipes, I expected them to break out in a sick dance move. Almost like they just start rapping, turns into a 90s music video. That'd be awesome. little break dancing from our ghost face killers. I'd be all about that. Kevin Alexander is saying, hey, my boy Jake. What's going on, Kevin? How's it going? Odd question, but would you think a Scream movie directed by Ari Aster, what would that look like? What would have Scream 6 looked like if it had been directed by him? So 100%, no doubt in my mind, my man Ari would do a Ghostface cult movie, considering his track record. Yeah, he would do the Cult of Ghostface thing better than anybody, I think. I think it'd be awesome. It'd be very, very experimental and weird, and our Ghostfaces would have some kind of crazy, fucked up motive, I'd imagine. But I would love to see that, honestly. I think that would be insane. I don't know if Ari Aster would be interested in a project like that, but if he was, I'd be so down to see it. I'd be like, dude, give us Cult of Ghostface better than anybody. Let's make it happen. Let's see that happen. Be awesome. Chris is hanging out with us, who's a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I dig it, Chris. Hell yeah. Saying, hey, Jake, when's the next Resident Evil 4 gameplay? Well, so we did one on this page this past Wednesday. Then this past Friday, we did one over on the new gaming page, GULLGOTHA. So if you want to go subscribe and check that out, we'll be doing 2 streams a week over there on Wednesdays and Fridays moving forward. So the next one will be over there this Wednesday, so just a couple of days. And then we're going to do another one on Friday. And hopefully, if we can get things done on time, me and my editor will have some VODs up of the streams where they're condensed and just really silly little fun videos that hopefully you guys will watch and enjoy. So check out that channel, GULLGOTHA, spelled Gullgotha. It's underneath my name here. Go subscribe, and I'm going to be playing a bunch of horror games over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come hang out with us. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick, Chris. Lots of good stuff over there, though. So, like I said, Wednesdays and Fridays. Am I ever going to do Red Right Hand 2? Maybe. Never say never. But Baba Scott? What's up, Baba Scott 1 is saying, did you hear my fan-made adult animated horror thriller film Starry will be coming out on May 26th? That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm excited for it. Starry. Like the new Sierra Mist. Starry. I dig it, man. Screamin' and creamin' is with us tonight. Good. Listen, I needed some screamin' and I needed some creamin' in my life. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Yurdy G is here too, saying, I'm in this bish. I would love to dig deeper into. Whoa, Yurdy G. Chill out, man. No, I'm just messing with you. Hell yeah, man. We're happy to have you here. We're happy to have you here, man. Keep digging on in, as they say. Keep on digging. Just popping in quickly to say hi. How's it going? It's great. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you're fantastic, my friend. Hope you're chilling. Jason is saying Resident Evil 4 on professional mode with no bonus weapons is bonkers. Totally batshit crazy difficult, but I love it. I like when games get a little difficult too. I'm a big fan. I really like challenges. I like challenges in my games. It's fun. The Horror Den is saying, hey, fam-a-lamb, what's going on? Hope everyone's well. Which opening song do you like more? Scream 4 Something to Die For or Scream... Oh, great choices. These are maybe my 2 favorites from the whole franchise for opening like titles and all that. Well, I really like Something to Die For, so much so I even put it in my own Scream movie. But In My Head is a banger, dude. Oh, Mike Shinoda, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, dude, this is absolutely 2 of my favorite songs featured on Scream soundtracks, I think. Scream 3's got a killer soundtrack, though, altogether. Like, that might be my favorite one. Scream 6 comes close, though. But damn, I'm gonna go Something to Die For, just because that one I've been a fan of for a long time, where, like, In My Head is, like, recent. It's new, you know? I feel like I have a little bias towards that. So I'm going with Something to Die For because just a banger, dude. Just an absolute banger. How do I feel about the leaked plot for Final Destination 6? I have read it. Where do I have that here somewhere? I don't know if I do. I talked about it in my video the other day. I think it sounds cool. You know, it's not like anything crazy that leaked, and not even a leak really. It's more of like a Production Weekly update. I thought it was cool. It sounds cool. It's not as intriguing to me as what they did earlier. What was it? The first responders and all that. I thought that was an interesting angle to take it down. Now it just kind of seems like a typical Final Destination film, which, I mean, you know, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'll check it out, whatever it's gonna be. Am I expecting the best movie ever? I don't know. You know, who's expecting the best movie ever from the 6th installment in any franchise? You know, I'm just expecting, if it's good, if it's fun, if it's a solid movie, I'll take it. That's acceptable in my opinion. That's how I feel about these later sequels than anything. If it's somewhat good, I'm impressed. Lee is saying, hey Jake, do you think it's possible for Terrifier 3 to outdo numbers 1 and 2 for gore? Is it even possible? Anything is possible, my friend Lee. Keep your beliefs alive. Dream and cream and do all these wonderful things is what I will say. So I think it's absolutely possible, but it's not going to be an easy chore. That's what I'll say. Terrifier 2 is one of, if not the goriest movie I've ever seen. So is it possible? Yes. Is it going to be easy to do? No. But if anyone can do it, it's Damien Leone and his wonderful team of people. So I'm going to say, hopefully. Did you hear that A24 Adam Robital is making a Blizzard thriller in Los Angeles? Ooh, he's doing that with A24. I really like Adam Robital or whatever his name is. I can't. You almost have the spelling correct. If I can't even remember. I can't remember his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about. If he's doing a new A24 film, I'm all about that. I think he's kind of an undersung director, in my opinion. He's made a few films that you might have heard of, but you just didn't know were by the same person. If it was Insidious: The Last Key, which is a bad first example, a better one would be The Taking of Deborah Logan, which is a phenomenal little paranormal exorcism kind of movie, but it's kind of a slow burn, which is interesting. It's got one super creepy shot that has stuck with me all these years later. But I'm definitely interested. Anything A24 and from a good director, I'm here for. Absolutely. What's up, Dylan? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yurdy G is throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much, sir, for the super chat. I appreciate you. The next Evil Dead should be titled Evil Dead Ascension, directed by Captain Jake. Oh my God, what I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do, Yurdy G, for an Evil Dead film. That would be awesome. Holy shit. Yes, I would 100% love to do that. Evil Dead Ascension. I like the name too. Named after one of my favorite Call of Duty Zombies map. Who remembers that? Who remembers Ascension from all the way back in the Black Ops days? Oh, man, bringing back my childhood here, Yurdy G. What would it be about? What would I do with an Evil Dead film? I don't even know what I would do. Like, there's so many. I have so many ideas for where I would take the Book of the Dead next. I don't even know where to start. I mean, I would want to do a different setting, like how Evil Dead Rise did. I loved that. I'd absolutely have a new set of people getting attacked or turning into Deadites for sure. Like, I would just want to do something different with the same formula. I really love the approach that Evil Dead Rise took. I think there's even a crazier approach you can take next time. So I'm here for it. I do love that though. I actually really like that title, Evil Dead Ascension. Ascension. It's a good title. It's creepy. It doesn't feel cheesy either. It doesn't feel like The Exorcist Believer. You know, it's like, okay, come on. You know, like, we're dealing with religion. You're gonna call it Believer. I don't know. Evil Dead Ascension though. That sounds like we're taking it into the clouds. Evil Dead in the sky, baby. Evil Dead in space. Okay, that wouldn't be good. Let's back up a minute. Let's take it on back. Take a step back. But I love it, Yurdy G. I love it, man. Thanks for the $5, dude. I appreciate that. And maybe you can manifest that into existence so I can direct an Evil Dead film. That'd be awesome. RJ is hanging out with us saying watch Scream 6 again this weekend on Paramount Plus. Can't get enough of Ghostface. Nobody can, my friend. Nobody can get enough Ghostface. I love it, RJ. I hope you enjoyed it your 100th time around, or however many times you've seen it. I'm hyped to see it again real soon here. That Steelbook can't come out soon enough. Ty Lee is saying Malum hits streaming tomorrow if anyone is interested. Oh, I'm absolutely interested. This is the Last Shift remake. For those who have never seen The Last Shift, by the way, I highly, highly recommend it. Killer movie. I hear Malum is basically the same thing, but even better. But yes, I am 100% there for that movie. I'm going to check it out. It was not in theaters, I don't believe, anywhere by me. Maybe if it did go to theaters, it just wasn't in theaters by me, because I was looking for this one. Malum is fucking... The Last Shift is crazy, so I can only imagine this one is fucking nuts too. Killer idea for a movie. Really, really interesting. Very intriguing. Logan C is saying, hey, Jake, how you doing? I'm fucking fantastic, Logan. I am phenomenal as usual. I have Monster running through my veins, and I'm going to be staying up late working on shit. I love it though. I love fun work. I can't get enough of it. That's why I do it all the time. That's what I've convinced myself of, Logan. That's that's where I've gotten my mind to in a certain space, so that I can constantly be loving everything I do. But I hope you're doing well as well, Logan, and I hope everyone in the chat is having a fantastic Monday, so everyone can have a fantastic week. That would be great. That's what we all want. I hope everyone gets that. I hope we all get good, positive weeks. And I'm gonna get angry about it if someone doesn't have a positive week. You understand me? All right, anyways, Jazz is hanging out with us. What's up, Jazz? Joss? Yas? Yas. Maybe it's a soft J, like yogging. Is saying, I don't know where I heard this, but I heard a quote saying that Terrifier 3 will be Rosemary's Baby-esque. Ooh. The Son of Art? Do we get the Bride and Son of Art? Is that like the new arc for art? That would be fucking crazy, actually. We kind of hinted at that at a baby or maybe the bride of art in the next movie with how they ended the last one. We have old Vicky Is that her name? Vicky, Vanessa, something with a V. Giving birth to the head of Art the Clown. Kind of insinuates that maybe they got a little thing going on, and maybe they have a little Art the Clown baby that runs around and starts stabbing people in the toes, you know? I don't know. Who knows what Damien's cooking up, but I hope it's something fucking crazy and scary. And maybe a little goofy too, because let's be honest, the franchise is a little goofy, but that's okay. We love it. We love it, my friends. Oh, Blaine Baxter is saying, Scream 7 without radio silence, WTF. What do you think about that? What do I think about that? I say, it's tough. It's a tough spot, really, because I think there are a few directors out there that I would love to see work on a new Scream film. I think it would be a lot of fun to see some other directors tackle the IP as well, but you can't just get anybody. You know, Radio Silence had to prove themselves to be in the Scream fam. You know, they had to prove their way in. They had to write little fancy letters to Sidney Prescott. They had to impress people with movies beforehand, like Ready or Not is why they even got the gig in the first place. They executed a really fun Scream-inspired film that got them the jobs. I wouldn't want just anybody tackling this IP, but if someone else does it and it makes sense, like I have talked about Christopher Landon multiple times. If he were to tackle a Scream project, I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go. Christopher Landon will do a good job. He's not gonna fuck up Scream. He clearly is heavily influenced by the franchise, by that franchise. I mean, just watch Happy Death Day or Freaky, very Scream inspired, very Scream 2 inspired too. So if anyone's going to give us a good Scream film besides Radio Silence, Christopher Landon's my first choice. But I hope Radio Silence does it nonetheless. They are very busy folks these days, but I'm still hoping that they do it. But like I said, second choice, absolutely, without a doubt, Christopher Landon. He will do a great job with Scream, I think. That's just my thoughts on the matter. The boxes I chuck look like the one in the beginning of Ace Ventura. Just kidding. No, you didn't offend me. I almost didn't want to tell you because it cracked me up seeing you pause and try to pronounce. Well, you know, Kendra, if I can do something that entertains you and it makes me look like an idiot, so be it. If it entertains, that's what matters to me. I'm glad. I'm glad you got entertainment out of that, and you weren't like, Jesus Christ, this fucking guy on the internet can't even pronounce a simple name. God. I hope you weren't screaming at your computer, phone, TV, wherever you're watching this. Hopefully you weren't punching holes through it, chucking more boxes at the TV screen. Like, come on, get it right. It's just a Y, Jake. Jeez. I hope that wasn't the. I hope that wasn't the case. Oh my God, I'm having too much fun. I'm having way too much fun. If you want to be really technical, Sam was Ghostface at the end of Scream 6. Now, this is very arguable, my friend. I would not say that this is. I wouldn't say that this is completely out of the question. Lighting Ghost. She put on a robe and she stabbed the shit out of somebody. I mean, listen, one more. All she needs is a crazy motive, and she's there. She's there. I'm just saying. Friends. She could be our next killer at some point. Just saying. Aaron is hanging out with us tonight as well. Yo, what's going on? Welcome one and all. By the way, if I have not said hello to you, I apologize. I will say hello to every single person if I can, though. Like Mario and Sonic fan. Hello. Will Doll Girl come back in Insidious 5? Doll Girl? Are you talking about like one of the girl from the first Insidious who looks like a doll and she's like super scary? The one with the shotgun, right? I think that's what you're talking about. That would be cool if they returned for sure. I'm excited for the film, man. Dan is hanging out with us, throwing in a big super chat there. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate you. Saying, love your live streams and vids, dude. Keep them coming. Absolutely. Scream 6 just released over here in the UK. Love it, and can't wait for more Scream 7 news. How do I not know about this? It just came out in the UK? Holy shit. I hope I didn't spoil it. I just talk freely about Scream 6 all the time. I just assume my audience has seen it. But I apologize, Dan, if I may have spoiled anything for you. I will try to keep better tabs on my international friends, try to see what's going on overseas with these movies. I just found out recently that Infinity Pool just came out in Australia, and I'm like, fuck, man. If I would have known, I would have been hyping that movie up. I loved it. I got to see it back in January, and it blew my fucking mind. If I would have known, Dan, I would have made a whole special video for you, because that's how much I love you. There you go. There you go, Dan. That's how much I love everybody that comes into these chats. If I would have known. So I'm going to try to do better next time for Scream 7 when it inevitably comes out, because it's coming. It's coming, my friends. It's coming. Dan, I appreciate the hell out of you, though. Thank you so much for the super chat. And there will be another Scream 7 video out tomorrow. I got a little stinky idea. It's a stinky idea, but it's a good one, I think. It's so stinky, it's good, is how I see it. So hopefully you'll dig it. Hopefully you'll have fun with it. It's going to be cool. I won't tell you what it is yet, though, because that's no fun. I can't have y'all thinking about it before you see it. That just would ruin the luster of a new video on the page. I just like to drop shit out of nowhere, just be like, psh, and then bam, right in your face. That sounded scary as hanging out with us tonight. Who is a Killjoy cult member? I appreciate you so much, sir. Saying Sam wasn't a Ghostface because she was not a villain. Ooh, that's the second part of that argument, I would say. That I absolutely kind of agree with you, my friend. I think that I think this is part of it. I think this is part of the criteria. You know, Sidney Prescott put on a Ghostface costume at one point and stabbed the shit out of Billy and Stu. Well, specifically Billy, but still. She kind of did the same thing. So does that make Sidney a Ghostface killer? No, like that's crazy. No, of course not. But what I will say is that's not, that's likely to change considering Sam's arc through these movies. I would say that there's more to tell with Samantha Carpenter. At least there could be. But we've had open and shut cases with both 5 and 6. You know what I mean? They both ended in places where that could have been the end of the story. That could have been it. Same thing with 6. I'm like, okay, yeah, that could be it. But there could be more. And I kind of appreciate that about Screams 5 and 6. I see so many movies that are just setups for the next thing, and it's almost like they're commercials. They're constant commercials pushing you along to one thing to the next, and it's like, come on, get over here, end credit scene. Oh shit, we're doing a movie on this. Wait, we're doing a movie on this too? This side character from this random MCU movie's getting its own series. Holy shit. It's crazy like that all over the place. It's constantly setting up one thing after another. I'm excited just for regular ass little movies like this. I love what we're getting. I love what we're getting with Scream, I guess is my point. And it's not like just setting up the next thing. There was nothing in 6 that feels like, oh, we're moving on to the next thing next. We're in this weird spot right now where it's like, shit, is Scream 7 even gonna happen? A lot of us are fucking worried about that. We have no idea what the hell's going on, but in a weird sort of way, old Jake kind of loves that. I love stewing in a mystery, as they say. I'm just excited to see whatever they do next. Whoever does it and whatever it ends up being, I'm excited to talk about all of it with you. So it'll be a fun time. A fun time for sure. A fun time will be had, as they say. Speaking of fun times, Lighting Ghost is throwing $5 whole in there. I appreciate that support, my friend. Saying, do you think we will get a sequel to Evil Dead Rise following the aunt and her niece, or maybe the Deadite at the cabin, or something completely new? Well, we have Lee Cronin, who's been talking about doing a sequel. He says he would love to. Says he would absolutely love to do a sequel. And the movie is making some killer bucks at the old box office. I haven't done an update on that recently, but I know it was projected to get somewhere between $140 and $170 million, which, if that happens, is a big deal, because that's breaking the threshold of what Scream just did in its first relaunch entry, which would be a big deal if that happens. So I'm actually kind of curious, because this is something I've been meaning to look out for. But yeah, Evil Dead Rise at the box. Oh shit, it's almost there. Evil Dead Rise's box office is at 131 million, 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Very deserved, I think. I just hope that it does exactly what Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, and Robert Tapert. I just hope it does exactly what they want. I got to speak with Bruce back in March when I went to Horror Hound, and he specifically was talking about how he wants to do, and he's talked about it in interviews and all that now, but he was talking about how he wants to make another one of these Evil Dead films every 2-3 years. He wants to keep them coming, and I'm like, fuck yeah, man! Who can say no to more Evil Dead? I loved Evil Dead Rise. I hope they can do more of that in future films. So yes, I 100%, considering that it's made 131 million at the box office so far, yes, we will absolutely get another Evil Dead film at some point. Will it continue the story, or will it just start something new? I think that this franchise has always thrived when it has started something new. And basically every entry kind of does that in a weird sort of way. You know, of course, the original trilogy is sort of one long story, but also it kind of retcons stuff in every single movie. Like, the franchise has always done that. We like to talk about Evil Dead 1 through 3 like it's this congruent story, but it's really not. It's just Ash Williams in different instances of the Book of the Dead shit. And I love that. I love that about this franchise, and I say we keep that going. Personally, as much as I love Beth, and I can't remember the little girl's name, and her, you know, future baby too. There's a lot of story that could be had there for sure, without a doubt. But like I said, I'm more interested in what this franchise has always done, and just give me little pocket stories with the Necronomicon. It's more about the villains than it is about the actual main characters, which I especially love about the Evil Dead franchise. You know, that's why I'm there. I'm here to see Deadites eating the shit out of people. Eaten, beaten, I don't know, man. That sounds kind of gross. Eaten and beaten. But we're doing it. We're Evil Dead fans are constantly eaten and beaten, as they say. But Light and Ghost, whatever it is, once again, I'm just down for another Evil Dead movie. Like, if they want to do an arc with Beth, I'm here for it as well. I'm not against that. I know what this franchise's strong suits has always been, that just to do its own thing in every entry. Fuck it. Do whatever the hell they want. So that's why I guess I'm really down for that personally. But Light and Ghost, thank you for the $5. I do appreciate you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What else we got hanging out in here? Will there be Insidious Chapter 6? Mario and Sonic fan? That all depends on how good Chapter 5 is, and I'm so far not hearing great things, which has me worried. And the trailer looks a little low budget. Ugh, man, I'm scared. I'm scared, Mario and Sonic fan. As an Insidious fan myself, I'm scared. I'm so scared. I hope it's good. I hope it fucks. I hope Insidious 5 fucks. Lays some damn pipe, as they say. Dan's throwing another super chat out there. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. You're the best. How you feeling about Exorcist Believer? Reddit bombed at test screenings. Ugh. Yes. Okay, so we should talk about this. I've been meaning to make a video because, I mean, holy shit, this is crazy. This is crazy for many reasons. You know, I'll be honest, I've been kind of shit talking it a little bit. I've been not super hyped for an Exorcist continuation, but I'm always rooting for Blumhouse. I think for the most part, they put out some bangers, and I'm rooting for David Gordon Green as well. I really do like a lot of his movies. I think he whiffed the Halloween franchise, just in my opinion. I know a lot of people out there disagree, but I'm rooting for him. I really want this to kill, and it's supposed to start a trilogy, but I just see it as a weird disconnect. It's a weird disconnect that I don't know how they didn't see this. Like, with Halloween, you can keep making those movies forever. You can make 100 more Halloween films and people will see them, and I bet half of them will be good. That's the truth of it. If you give me Michael Myers killing people in various different ways in constant movies moving forward, people will see them and people will love them. But the thing with The Exorcist is it was really never supposed to be a franchise in the first place. I mean, people love The Exorcist 3, sure, but that's because it's kind of its own thing. It's its own vibe. It's a little faster paced than the original film. The original Exorcist it just stands on its own. It's like the Blair Witch Project of its time. You'll never get another movie like that because of the way it was marketed, because of the way it affected audiences in the 1970s. Like, that's why that movie's so good, is because it came out at a time when no one else was doing shit like that, and it was unheard of to have a little girl get, like, basically tortured in a movie like that and turn into this demon. It's fucked up. But with The Exorcist Believer, I just feel like that it was not a good idea to announce 3 movies before they even put out the first one, which, by the way, has been very rushed. They started production immediately when they were done with Halloween Ends, basically the same team pretty much too. And they're just getting into this. They're trying to push it out as fast as they can. They should have given it a year. Blumhouse has a big release in October, Five Nights at Freddy's. That could have been their big release. They could have put all their eggs in that basket, which I know is typically not a good thing to do, but Five Nights at Freddy's is a huge IP. People want to see that movie. They should have just had that come out in this October and taken another year just to make The Exorcist perfect. So far, the test screenings have been poor, but another thing I want to add to this conversation is that test screenings are not final. You know, they're not the final say in things. We could theoretically, you know, they could go back and fix a lot of things and the movie can be badass when it comes out in October, but I just don't see that happening. Holy shit, I wish it would. That would be awesome. If this movie kicks ass, nothing will make me happier. I promise you that, but I don't think it will. And like you said, test screenings did not go over well. I don't have that much faith in it. I want it to be good. I really do. I love the original Exorcist, but I don't think it needs to be a gigantic franchise, just like how Halloween can be. You know what I mean? It's just different. It's just different vibes. They're not at all the same franchise in any way, so you shouldn't approach it the same way. That's the big thing with The Exorcist. They should have taken their time on making one film that was a requel. Just one. Like Candyman. Look at Candyman. That movie made some money. It wasn't beloved. It's not like people weren't jumping up and down losing their minds over it, but it made some money, and they don't need to make any more of those. One is good. One Candyman requel is good. So I don't know. I apologize for the rant, but I just want David Gordon Green to be making successful movies. I know he can make good movies, and he's taken jobs like this where it's like, this is clearly not going to be the crazy big thing you think it's going to be, just like Halloween. And I just wish him and Blumhouse nothing but success. I really do. That's how I feel about it, Dan. I want him to succeed. I really do. I want him to succeed. I want him to kill it. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. We'll have to see. But Dan, I appreciate your super chat. I appreciate the hell out of you. And I appreciate the people who made The Exorcist Believer. I do. I really do, and I hope it's good, and I hope some love and care went into it in the short time that they had to make it. So all the love to Exorcist fans and The Exorcist Believer. I hope it kicks ass. Ugh. Bam. Perry is throwing $5 out there as well, who is also a Killjoy cult member. Perry, I appreciate the fuck out of you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Saying, what about Eric Andre being an opening kill in a future Scream? That'd be insane. Donald Glover would be cool too. Ooh, Eric Andre and Donald Glover in a Scream film would be like the greatest thing that could ever happen to me. It's one of those things where I'm like, that's too good to be true. I love both of those people so much. I mean, if I met Eric Andre, like I remember I met Matthew Lillard, and I almost lost my fucking mind. I made a fool of myself in front of this man, just asking him I turned into a child again, basically. And I asked him every question I could think of. I'm like, oh my God. I stumbled. I was like, dude, what's a movie that you've made that's like super underrated? Like, I'll watch it. I was just saying stupid shit because I was just so hyped up. I'd be the same way with Eric Andre. I love Donald Glover. He's like the most talented human being that is alive right now. He makes killer music. His acting is incredible. I love all the projects that he's a part of. Yeah, I mean, that would be fucking awesome, Perry. Nothing could bring me more joy than to see them in a Scream movie. Oh my God. Eric Andre would be such a funny Randy-esque character too. He would kill that. Holy shit. It'd be awesome. But Perry, I love this super chat so much. You're my favorite person tonight because that's fucking awesome. I'm just kidding. You're all my favorites. All of you. Every single one of you are my favorites. But Perry, I especially appreciate you. Thank you for the Thank you for the $5, sir. Thank you, Mr. Perry. Lightning Ghost is also throwing $5 in there saying, when is the next bracket stream? Great question. We should do Final Boys or something. So, Lightning Ghost, I have now had 2 requests to do Final Boys for the next stream. And I think I'm going to do it. Fuck it. We're doing Final Boys. We are doing a bracket stream. I always like to do them at the end of every month. My friend Darjan had the idea of doing horror comedies next, but you make a good point. We just did Final Girls at the end of last month. Watch that stream if you have not. It was one of the best ones we ever did, in my opinion. Loved it. Loved how much fun that was. But do we do Final Boys next? Do we do horror? I think we do Final Boys to cap that off. You know what I mean? We did the girls. Now let's do the boys. That sounded... I need to shut. So, sometimes you need to shut up. Sometimes you say something and you're like, why the fuck did I say that? You just need to zip up that mouth and just not say the stupid shit you're about to say. But I did. I still said it. Anyways, we're going to rank the final dudes. That sounds a little less weird. We're going to rank the final dudes. We're going to do it. Who's your 16 favorite, though? We need 16 final bros and dudes and men to put on that list. So who's it going to be? And I count, listen, and something with the Final Girls, I did the same thing with Final Girls that I did with Final Guys. We can use characters that aren't necessarily in that position, like Dewey isn't necessarily like a final guy. He's more of a side character that's like still a focus, obviously, but like Sidney Prescott's the focus, obviously, in the Scream movies. But We have our other characters that are beloved and have been in so many movies that they kind of transcend that. They become like just these bigger icon characters like Dewey Riley in Scream. Or the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street dude is like from Nightmare 2. He is kind of a final, like he is the definition of a final guy. Ash Williams is a great definition of a final guy, but we have other characters that have transcended that beyond their roles, I think, like Dewey, or I'm trying to think of more male characters in horror films that are really good, but not the focus of their respective films. I can't think of that at the moment, but there's a lot of good ones out there. A lot of good ones. Dewey's the best example I can think of. But yes, Lighting Ghost, we will absolutely be doing that at the end of the month, and it'll be a fun time. Probably next week is when we'll do that. It'll probably be next Friday, so maybe the 26th. Maybe. I'm going to say the 26th for now, but I don't know. Who knows? Lighting Ghost, thank you for the $5, though. I do appreciate you so much. And Barb, I appreciate you as well. $2 out there. And I love your profile picture. That's awesome. Is that We Watch the Movies shirt? Because I've seen those before. Those are fucking awesome. Saying, new patron today. Thanks for all the horror content. Of course. Thank you for your support, my friend. I appreciate you, Barb. Thank you. I love your shirt. I love the super chat. You're the absolute best, Barb. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $2. Hopefully I can keep entertaining you and hopefully have some informative content on here as well. I try to do it both. Hopefully you dig it. And I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to keep doing this crazy shit that I do on the internet. So I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. Scream Geek is saying, were you sad when Dewey died, and were you sad when Randy died? I was sad, but it was so like, I had two emotions running through me when Dewey died. I wasn't sold on Scream 5 yet. I wasn't sold. Honestly, I genuinely was not sold on the movie. I was like, there's been some cool moments, like Wes's death I thought was fucking awesome. I was like, nice, okay. Opening scene, I was a little disappointed, honestly. I was like, okay, that was cool, but we didn't kill anybody. It was like a deathless opening scene. We didn't need to do that. Like, that's no fun. So I was kind of not sold on the movie, but but when Dewey died, I was like, okay, Radio Silence just did something crazy. They just did something so fucking nuts and so out of proportions that, like, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they actually did this. That was the moment I was sold. I was like, I'm sold on Radio Silence doing Scream. This fucking kicks ass. This is different. I was not expecting this. This was a shock. That was the first, like, really shocking moment of the movie to me. Everything else that came before that, I was like, okay, this is good. It's serviceable, but it's because of the second half of Scream 5 that I love that movie so much. It's like Dewey's death onward. If they hadn't done something like that, if they hadn't done something that was like a big, like, holy shit, like just an insane, crazy big moment like that maybe other directors might not have done, I don't think I would care for Radio Silence's Scream as much. But they took some risks, and I appreciate that. Whether you love that or hate that, I just appreciate that they did that they went there. They went to a place that maybe other people wouldn't go. So I appreciate the fuck out of them for doing something as crazy as that. But my other emotion was definitely sadness because, I mean, listen, Dewey's the heart and soul of Scream, baby, and you stabbed him right in the gut a couple of times. And that makes old Jake pretty sad. But I thought it was pretty ballsy. And I have mad respect for Radio Silence for doing that. Logan C is saying, I need to acknowledge how much of an effect that great shots and cinematography can have. Would love to see horror films take more inspiration from Hereditary or even something shot like Euphoria. I hear Euphoria is shot very well. I'm just not interested in the subject matter of the show. But I hear it's like actually really well done. I wish I was more interested in the concept. I would love to just sit down and watch a couple episodes to see what everyone's talking about with it. But I do agree, Hereditary and something that's really spoke to me personally is the films by Brandon. I was gonna say Grandin Cronenberg, and I'm like, that's not right. Brandon Cronenberg's movies though are shot in a way that make you feel like a fly on the wall. It makes it hard to relate to the main characters on screen, but that's done purposefully because they're so. It feels like you're watching a movie that's taking place in another dimension, which is what I love about Brandon Cronenberg movies. It feels like you're not even in the real world. It feels so outlandish, like a nightmare that you're having. I love that about his movies, and the way that it's shot makes it feel that way a little more. So I agree. There's not as much there's not as much thoughtful cinematography these days as I would hope for. but sometimes there is. Sometimes there just is what I will say. It is a Wham shirt. Very nice, very nice. I need to get one of those as well because I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's sick. What else do we got here, though? Jason Carpenter throwing $2 out there. What's your favorite part of Halloween Kills? Ooh, a great question. Truly a great question. I'm gonna need some water to answer this question, though. It's gonna be very vital that my organs fill up with liquid first. So give me 2 seconds here, Jason. Bam! Refreshing. What's my favorite part of Halloween Kills? So a couple of things I love about Halloween Kills is the fact that we have Michael Myers having like the craziest slaughter fest of maybe his entire career in this film, which I think is great. I think some of the storytelling's a little weak at certain points of the film, but the very beginning I think is like superb. Maybe one of my favorite elements to the Halloween franchise in general. I love the backstory with Hawkins that night back in 1978, like finishing up the story from where we left it in the original film. I think that's awesome. I really am. I was truly blown away by that. I thought the recreation of the original look and feel of Halloween 1978 was done so well in Halloween Kills. Well, that's probably my favorite scene. That's the biggest standout to me. But there's a lot of kills that I think are excellent. A lot of little characters, Big John and Little John, I love in the later half of the movie. I think they're great characters. They just stick with you. You know, there's not too many horror movie characters that stick with you. But something that David Gordon Green does really well in his writing and a lot of his other movies as well is he's able to create these little side characters, and you can grab onto them immediately. Like how Halloween Kills is set up, a lot of people have criticized it for this, but I kind of love it because it's so different. It feels, I haven't seen too many movies that do this, where it's like there's a main storyline going on, but you have Michael Myers going across town and he's slowly killing different groups of people. How they'll set it up is they'll show you a scene with them, like think the one couple that's flying the drone around, and you get this nice little scene, very human moments where two characters are interacting with each other, and it's nice. Okay, cool. We cut to something else. We cut back to them, and then they get killed by Michael Myers. It's a 1-2 punch that's so simple but so effective, because it's like you fall in love with these characters real fast, and then they're killed. It's almost like having little short films integrated into an ongoing movie, almost. It's a very odd way of setting up a slasher film, but I kind of love it. It's very different and it's very effective. It hits very hard. The biggest example of that, obviously, is Big John and Little John in that movie, but I care so much about that couple. Like right away, I'm like, fuck, these guys are cool. And you know, you see the sequence with them with the little kids and all that, and they're scaring them away, and then they get fucking murdered. It's sad. It's upsetting. You see their like wedding photos and all that, and then they die in a similar position. It's very poetic how it's done in Halloween Kills almost. And I don't know. I there are clear criticisms of the film that I totally get and I respect. Some of the storytelling I think is a little weak. They repeat something that I didn't love about Halloween 2 by having Laurie Strode in a hospital bed the whole movie. Her whole character's rendered useless, and I totally get that. But I love that scene. I love that scene. So I love so many different scenes in that movie. It works so well, but there's just little tiny things about it that I don't love. Most of it I dig, and I think it's awesome, but some of it could have been just a smidge better. But it's to me, it's still an 8 out of 10 movie. I still really love it. It's still very high up there on my Halloween list. I don't know. I think Halloween Kills gets a lot of undeserved hate, which is truly a shame, as it's one of the more fun and ridiculous, over-the-top films in the franchise, for sure. Jason, thank you for the $2, though. I appreciate you. I appreciate the heck out of you. Catbread is saying, hey, Jake, glad to be back on the streams. Well, welcome, Catbread. I appreciate you. I would love to know, what would you love to see in Scream 7? I would love to see Ghostface be revealed to be a laser cat who's... I make this joke every time. I don't care. It's still funny to me. I would love for Ghostface to come out, no knife, in a tiny little costume. They're like, who could it be? Takes the mask off. It's a fucking cat. I knew it. I knew it was you, Snuggles. I knew it. You've been hiding treats. You've been stabbing all my friends. Damn it, Snuggles. I thought I could trust you. No, I'm kidding. What would I love to see in Scream 7? A new motive. Like, honestly, just a motive that is something we have yet to see before. That's what I want. more than anything. A new motive, something that you can't relate to any of the other movies, a whole new reasons for killing people. And like, you know, you say something like that and people look at you a little funny. They're like, Jake, but what other motive could they have to kill somebody? I can give you like 100, bro. Like, there's so many reasons why killers would want to don the ghost face mask and kill somebody in this universe. And it's crazy that we've really only had like 3 motives across 6 movies. But regardless, I think it's still possible for an original motive to happen in a Scream 7 or any other movies. So that's what I want the most. I want some good, even if the reveal isn't like the greatest thing ever. Okay, it's Scream 7. Listen, you got to know what at some point you got to recognize, like, we've done this 6 times before. Like, it's not going to be better than the first one. At some point you got to realize that. But there's still room for improvement. There's still room to do things differently, to go to go left when you went right at different points. There's still plenty of times, plenty of opportunities to do that in this franchise, more than any other franchise, in my opinion. I think Scream is one of the few horror franchises that I feel like could go on forever. Jamie Kennedy said it, and I concur. I completely concur with him. You can make 100 Scream movies and still find new and original ways to spin it. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Am I back? Uh-oh. Having a little technical difficulties, everybody. Oh. Says the internet connection's a little spotty. I apologize, everybody. I apologize, my friends. We'll get this back on track soon. I don't know what's going on. Internet connection is dipping in and out of nowhere for some reason. Okay, I'm back. Okay, all right. Mr. L, I'm going to answer your question while I'm still alive here. I don't know what's going on. Scream film where the killer isn't revealed at all. That would be interesting. I would be into that if all right, is the connection back? Hang on. I'm so sorry, Mr. L. I apologize. We're going in and out here with the connection. I think we got this fixed up now. I'm watching the stream on YouTube as well. Bear with me, everybody. I apologize for this. We'll get back on track real soon here. I believe we're getting it back. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. We're back. We're back on the screen. There's a little delay, but that's all right. Mr. L, Scream film where the killer isn't revealed at all. I don't know how I feel about this. A lot of people a lot of people mistook Red Right Hand for not having a killer reveal for some reason, but I don't know how that wasn't translated very clearly with the ending. But I definitely need a killer reveal. Because if you do that, if you don't have it, I don't know, if you don't do a killer reveal and you set it up for another movie, what if that movie doesn't happen? You know, if we're gonna do a cliffhanger, it's got to be with directors who are committed to making a couple of movies. Where Radio Silence didn't feel like they were committed to making a couple of these. They were like, okay, we wanted to make one and get out of here, and then they were like, oh, we're actually gonna do one more, actually. So it's tough to say. It depends on the subject matter. And another thing I'll say, Mr. L, is it's something different. It's something I haven't seen before. So I might actually really dig this, depending on how it's executed. Once again, I'm not going to be opposed to anything that feels new and different for a franchise if you have a weird, fun way of executing it. Like if it's like, oh shit, killer doesn't get revealed, but they're actually part of this like other big thing, this other big network. We're setting this up for a trilogy of Scream movies. Sure, fuck it. I just want to see something new. I want to see something fresh in Scream 7. And I don't want people to coming away from it being like, oh, this is just this movie. This is just that movie. Because I think Scream 6 bears similarity to some of the other sequels, Scream 2 in particular. But it's not the same. Like to say that they're the same, I feel like you're just missing like some of the you're missing out on some of the really cool elements of that film that were done so well and done in a way that feels just very, very fun and fresh. And I don't know. I think that to avoid that now moving forward, not that it matters. What if they just do something completely different, completely new? That feels nothing like a past movie. So I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see, Mr. L. But I'm into it. I'm into anything new. Anything that feels new or different, I'm here for it. Jacob Anderson is saying, so you're not excited for... No, I am excited for it, Jacob. I'm scared. I'm a scared little fanboy for Insidious because I'm terrified it's not going to be good. I've heard from some not leakers, but people who are on the inside of the film industry and all that Chapter 5 was not fantastic for people who have seen some of it or whatnot. But I'll check it out. You know, like I'm gonna check it out and I hope it's good. I am still excited for it, but I'm worried because of that. You know, you hear things like that something's not fantastic, but I'm still going into it with high expectations. It's a franchise that I love, and I wouldn't want to see it lose its luster here in entry number 5. So we'll just have to see what they do with it. I'm excited. I tagged you in a video. Hell yeah, Calder Prime. I'll have to check that out, my friend. Have to check it out. Do you think the Ghostface mask and suit gives them some sort of supernatural powers, like how Michael Myers' masks gives him a supernatural power as well? I don't know. I think one of the many things I love about the franchise is that it's not some kind of supernatural entity. It's your best buddy who's trying to kill all of your friends for some reason. I don't know if I would want them to step into supernatural territory. I feel like once again, I just feel like there's so many different ways they can spin the concept as it is that they don't need to do something like this. Michael Myers, on the other hand, I see why they took it there in Ends. They left you theorizing that maybe the mask has powers and has control over people for whatever reason. But I think with Scream, it's a little different. You know, it's not just the same person running around killing somebody every movie. It's different people running around killing people. And you don't know how many people that is. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3 people. Who knows? And there's something really special about that to me. So I would want them. I wouldn't want them to do a supernatural Ghostface. Just my opinion. But if they go that route, sure, fuck it. But then it wears off and ends and acts like, nope, you're on your own. Yeah, that's another thing. Honestly, we did touch on that a little bit in Red Right Hand when we were making it. We were joking to ourselves, like, what if every Ghostface has a dream where they do what Jamie does in his fucked up dream, where he sticks his hand in a gigantic vagina that's opened itself up on the ground, and it's all symbolic for one thing or the other, but. Do all of the ghost faces have this dream? Maybe they're all interconnected that way. I don't know. It's just something fun to think about. But we talked about that. We talked about that being a possibility. You can't confirm or deny that. Many days pass through every ghost face killing. Who knows? Who knows what happened? What else do we got? What would a Jordan Peele Scream movie look like, Jake? Holy shit, that's fucking wild. Jordan Peele making a Scream movie, absolutely would absolutely look weird. It would be shot very well. Someone's sending me something on Discord. What's going on? Where? It was just Matt. Just Matt sending me bird noises. I love it. I love some good board. I love some good bird noises. What would this look like? I imagine, once again, I feel like Jordan Peele would give us some kind of crazy motive, some kind of crazy ass motive with, I don't know who the killer would be though. That would be the tough thing. He would definitely keep a lot of the elements of the franchise alive, I think, in a new entry, but it wouldn't be this would be really tough because his style isn't like, it is very mysterious, but he's never trying to like. Well, I guess in Get Out, there's a bit of a twist. Well, his movies are twisty, so he wouldn't be the worst choice. He actually would be a pretty good choice for a Scream movie. Yeah, what would the twist be? I feel like he would do something new and original with the twist or what the motive would be. something along those lines. He's an odd choice for a Scream movie because a lot of his films have very different structures. Like, I don't think any of them have like a similar structure by any means. Like, they all feel and flow very differently, which is why it's a little harder for me to pinpoint what would be a constant there. You would definitely have some of his... He likes to work with similar actors, so you definitely would see, like, Lupita Nyong'o or Daniel Kaluuya maybe in there, Keke Palmer, which would be great to have her in a Scream movie opposed to just the 3rd season of the Scream TV show. So that would be nice. That would be nice for sure. Ghost Mysteries is saying, hey, what's up, Ghost Mysteries? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome. What's your favorite movie? Mine are Scream, Tremors, Rocky, and the Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, shit. Okay. Damn, I love it, Scream Cream. My favorite movie... So my favorite horror film of all time is The Fly, David Cronenberg's film. I like the originals too, but his remake, I think, is a perfect movie. I love it. I really love Zombie from 1979. It's my favorite zombie movie. I think it has some of the best practical effects and craziest kills in a zombie movie that I've ever seen. A real life shark and a zombie fight each other in that movie, which you don't see that shit on film anymore. So I really appreciate that. I'm trying to think what else. What else do I like about what other movies do I really like? Evil Dead 2013 is without a doubt one of my favorite horror films. Just favorite movies in general. I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure is up there. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is one I loved as a kid. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of movies out there. That The Exorcist, I think, is one of my all-time favorites. I watched that movie so many times when I was younger, which sounds really fucked up. But yes. A lot of good stuff, though. A lot of good movies out there. I still didn't understand that part in Red Right Hand where he's shaving his head, throws a sickle in the toilet. Can you try and explain that part to me, Jake? Well, he looks at a shed that's covered in blood, and he's been storing the bodies of all the victims somewhere. So I don't know. I don't want to say 100%. I don't want to explain too much. I'll let you interpret it the way you want to, but Jamie is realizing everything that he's done as the human being that he is. And he's freaking out about it. He's losing his mind. What else do we got? On your last vid, thanks for making the distinction between Boogeyman and the Boogeyman. I'm still catching on. Gerardo, it's really funny. I had a lot of people in the comments say, I remember when they made this movie back in like 2005. And I'm like, oh, no, it's not the same thing. And I actually, last minute, while I was ending that video recording it, I'm like, are people going to think this is Boogeyman from the Boogeyman from 2000 or just Boogeyman from 2005? I really would even I'm fucking it up right now here on the live stream. I'm like, oh shit, I should make a joke about that so people know it's something different. So right as I was wrapping up, I'm like, let's make a joke about Yeah, sure. And interestingly enough, I got a lot of comments from people saying, oh, so this is a remake of the two. And it's like, no, it's not a remake. It's an adaptation of a short story from Stephen King, which is not what the 2005 movie is based on at all. And I actually had a whole section of the video I ended up cutting, which I kind of regret now, where I talked about some of the other iterations of Boogeyman, of this story. There was a play, there's a 1982 short film, and there's a 2010 short film based on the short story from Stephen King. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'd never even heard of these short films before, and it's very interesting, very cool. So I'm very excited to see what this is all about. It seems like if you watch my video today, it's a very different take on the same story. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I'm hyped. I'm very hyped to see what they do with it. Very hyped for this new movie. Interesting movie facts about Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The first movie Tim Burton directed, yes, and the Alamo scene was filmed in my hometown, San Antonio, Texas. Very nice, very nice, very nice. It is Tim Burton's the first film he directed, and it's one of my all-time favorites. I don't know. There's something so weird, so odd. Why did I cut it? It just didn't feel necessary. Where was it in the video? It was like it felt like it was breaking up the pace of because I try to when I make a video, I try to tell a story. I try to make it really, really fun, and I promise things for the future. So you hang on and watch the video for a little longer. Us YouTubers got to think of creative ways to do that. We got to get our retention in and all that. But I cut it because it didn't feel necessary to talk about, because this is really the first like big movie adaptation we've had of it. I probably could have left it in there. I was gonna put in like a whole spot from like the trailer that I found. I even shared in my I shared it in my community section today. If you want to see it, if you're curious. It looks very low budget and all that, but this is like the first iteration of this story we've seen with a big budget, and a lot of people are involved in this one. I talked about some of them in that video today. But yeah, it like copyright and all that I'm not super worried about anymore. Old Jake kind of knows how to get around that these days. I've been doing this for a minute or two, so shh, don't rat me out. don't rat me out, okay? I swear in my YouTube videos, and no one needs to know about it, okay? Don't worry. Shh. YouTube can't hear me if I shh. Please respond to me. Please. Okay. Shh. Okay, S with a dot. Please. You're still throwing it in there. Please respond to me. Please. If you spam the chat, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm just going to tell you that right now. What else do we got here? Oh, they should make a movie called The Spider, where a teen gets bit by a radioactive spider and becomes a man spider, goes on a rampage killing spree, and at the end you find out that he is Peter Parker. Bam! Same thing as The Fly. I'm writing a story that's very similar to The Fly right now, and you got to be careful. You got to be careful not to do that. Not to make it just something else that you're a big fan of. I'm writing a little short story right now about something. But I'm literally that same thing is going through my head right now. I'm like, is this too much like The Fly? And if you got to ask yourself that, it probably is. So you got to go back and rework some stuff, or maybe just throw it out. Just sometimes you got to throw it out and you got to start over. Horror spoofs of superheroes. I absolutely, yes, I love that idea. I am all about horror spoofs of superheroes and all that. I love Brightburn, but I don't feel like it was executed all that well personally. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. I think it's a killer idea, killer concept, but we could have done more with it, in my opinion. I didn't know you wrote short horror stories. Yeah, so my buddy Andrew has convinced me to start writing. Like I try to write whenever I have some time. I try to write in I try to just write some stuff when I have the chance. And I feel like I've gotten better as a writer. I'm not claiming to be the best or anything. Trust me, I'm not. But it's fun to do. I love it. I love being creative. It's my outlet. It's what I love to do. It's why I feel like I was even born. It's why I feel like I was put on this planet. So hopefully I can keep doing it, and we'll keep having fun doing it. It'll be awesome. Mayan, there's no mods today. No, I guess not. But that's all right. That is a-okay. We're still chilling. We're still having fun. And S, I will respond to your comment since you begged so nicely. I will respond. Scream 2022 has the third act of Scream 1. Scream 6 has the killers and motives of Scream 2. Scream 7 has a lost sibling of Sam. I disagree with just the same third acts, because if they were the same, I think a lot more people would not like these films. I think they stand apart, and they're kind of their own vibe, while being very inspired by those respective films for sure. Scream, I'll give you that Scream 2022 it's a borderline too much like Scream 1. I'll give you that. I'll give you that much. Doing it in the same kitchen, okay, you're a little repetitive. I'll give you that. I'll give you that much. But Scream 6 has its own vibe. I don't know. I just disagree. I don't think it's the same as 2. A lot of people want to argue that, but I disagree personally. I also feel like Scream 6 is less like Scream 2. It's more like a lot of the sequels put together. There's elements from all of the sequels that specifically Wes Craven did that are jam-packed into Scream 6. There's a lot of vibes from like Scream 3 and Scream 4. A lot of elements of those movies that are packed into Scream 6 as well that I feel like people like to gloss over. So to me, what it feels like is Scream 2022 is a love letter to the original Scream, while Scream 6 is a love letter to all of the sequels. So I don't think that 7 will mirror Scream 3 like a lot of people think it's going to. I feel like whatever Scream 7 is going to be, it's going to be its own thing. Whoever does it, I think they can realize that Scream 6 is a love letter to all of the sequels, and they won't just try to mirror 3, because then you're getting real repetitive, because Scream 6 touched on a lot of elements to 3. Pretty much a lot of things that were very much the same. Like, you had a killer who faked their own death, just like Roman. So, I don't know. Me personally, I don't think that's where Scream 7 will go. I would be pretty disappointed if they just sent Sam down the same arc and conclusion that that Sidney Prescott goes down in Scream 3. That would suck. They're totally different characters, you know? I wouldn't want that to... I wouldn't want them to have the exact same arc and get to the same place. That would suck. I would hope that they do something different with Sam, and I really want to see her go to the dark side a little bit, because that would be different. Your final girl is now your killer? Up is down. It's raining cats and dogs. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. I'm into some crazy shit like that. Crazy shit! Oh! What's the worst horror franchise to you? I think it's either Jaws or TCM. Okay, but the Jaws franchise contains Jaws, though. Don't forget that. Like, listen, 2, 3, and 4 are whatever. I think 2's fine. 2 is okay. But, man, like, it's still got Jaws in it. It's like one of the best movies ever made. Same with TCM. The original movie is like one of the best horror films ever made. Shit. But franchise-wise, we do gotta accept that this is a franchise. You're a body of work here, a body of different movies that not all of them are good, especially in these two cases. My least favorite franchise as it is, like just as a franchise, even though this franchise has a lot of great movies, it does, but a lot more misses than hits, in my opinion. And that for me is when I say this is not such a great horror franchise. I'm gonna go with A Nightmare on Elm Street. Hot take. I think as a franchise, it really fails for me. Like, of the big ones, I see people talking about Puppet Master. Like, yeah, okay, Puppet Master is crazy. It's all over the place. But Nightmare on Elm Street, very popular horror movie, like huge, very popular horror movie, like a game changer, in my opinion. But a lot of those sequels are not very good. Like, I think that Dream Warriors is pretty solid, and I think that New Nightmare is maybe even a little better. But besides that, I'm like, Freddy vs. Jason is fun, but the remake is rough. 2 is rough, in my opinion. I think 4, 5, and Freddy's Dead, very rough. But I don't know. It's a hot take. I know, it is a hot take. I love Wes Craven. But look at that franchise. The 2 movies Wes Craven did are really the only like amazing ones. Like Dream Warriors, I think is fine. It's got some of the best Freddy moments, and it's absolutely one of the best performances from old Robert Englund. But the story-wise, I'm not crazy about it. I guess it's a little slow in my opinion, but I still like it. It's still fun. How did you manage to go without glasses in Red Right Hand? I don't even know, man. That was tough. Sometimes I was wearing contacts, and for the scenes where you get up close with Jamie and you can smell his disgusting breath, I tried not to wear contacts, which was really frustrating and tough for me, because there was entire sequences where I had to go like without a script. You had to just do this whole scene, and me and my brother, we practiced it maybe like 100 times to get it perfect, and I still think we should have done a second take on some of them, but for the most part, I'm very happy with the found footage sequences. I wanted it to feel a little like not a script, you know what I mean? So there's moments in it where we were just like just talking and going off book a little bit, but still getting to the same conclusion. But it was tough. I didn't want Jamie. I wanted Jamie to have like this complex about him, where like you see it. The only time you see him with glasses is in the first video you see him make with the Ghostface costume, and I did that on purpose to kind of like after he kills somebody is when you don't see him with glasses anymore, and it's almost kind of like Clark Kent using his superpowers or not, you know what I mean? I think Jamie thinks of himself as a hero in his head, but he's really just a gross, greasy little incel. So I don't know. That was I think I could have maybe put a little more emphasis on that. I wanted that to be a little more of a background detail, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. Wes Craven was a producer, right? He was not a writer on that, was he? On Dream Warriors? I know he didn't direct it, I can tell you that much. But no way did he. Oh my god, he did. Frank Darabont also wrote the screenplay for that? That's fucking shocking to me. Oh, that is shocking. I like that movie, but I think it's just a little overhyped, in my opinion. I think it's fine. I think it's definitely better than almost all of the Nightmare sequels, without a doubt in my mind, but I don't know, man. I think it's a little overhyped, in my opinion. I think it's fine. It's like a 5, 6 out of 10. I think it's good. But New Nightmare and and the original are like those are the Freddy movies in my mind. I watch Freddy's Dead because it's just so silly, it's so over the top. I like that one because it's just ridiculous and it's goofy. It's a so bad it's good horror movie essentially. But I don't know. I think Dream Warriors is fine. It's all right. It's not bad. Just my hot take of the day, I guess. What's your biggest hot take for horror or not? I don't even know, man. I got a lot of weird opinions that people don't like. I don't love, like, I like Scream 2, but I think it's, you know, people will constantly say that this has been apparently my biggest horror hot take because nobody agrees with this, and that's fine. But I think Scream 2 is fine. I think it's okay. Another movie where I'm like, it's a good sequel. It's solid. It's a 6, 7 out of 10. So it's better than Dream Warriors for sure. I think it's got a lot going for it. That's nice, but I don't think it's like the greatest horror sequel of all time, like many have said. I think it's okay. I think it's good. Solid continuation to the original. But I guess that's my biggest hot take because that seems to be what a lot of people get the most mad about in my comment section for movies. I don't know. So I guess that's my hottest horror take. I don't feel like that's that hot of a take personally, but apparently it is. Apparently it is. Speaking, not so hot of a take is David Smith saying that Jeepers Creepers Reborn was hot garbage. I would say most people agree with this, David Smith. I would say if there's anything that us horror fans can all come together and agree on is our mutual, not, I don't want to say mutual hate. Hate is a strong word. Our mutual dislike for Jeepers Creepers Reborn is something a lot of us can agree on, which is kind of, in a weird thing, a good thing. It's not good to hate. Never good to hate on a movie, but one that had such poor care taken to it. That's okay. You got to recognize when there's care that was put into a movie and when it wasn't there. And I think that's a different story, personally. Have you ever seen The Witch? I love it. I love The Witch. I think it's a killer movie. Robert Eggers is one where it's really tough. It's really tough to say how you would rank his films because I love all three of his movies so much. But I think The Witch might be my least favorite. They're all good. I think they're all good, but The Northman is incredibly underrated, in my opinion. Nobody saw that movie for some reason, and it's so good. It's arguably his best film, and The Lighthouse is compelling from the get-go, where I can't say that about The Witch. I think it's shot really well, but there's so much that needs to happen before you're really in The Witch. Like, the baby getting stolen, I think is like, holy shit, that's insane. That's awesome, but it kind of loses me a little bit after that, but then it picks you right back up about 45 minutes later. It's a little slow. The Witch is a little slow. It's tough to get into, but it's a rewarding experience once you get into that third act. Like, oh my God, the last 30 minutes of that movie is so fucking scary. It's so well done. It's amazing. But it's a bit of a slog, where I feel a lot of his other movies is that, like, they're slow. All of his movies, I think, are a slow burn to a degree, but especially The Witch has a lot of slow points, where I don't feel that way about The Lighthouse. I'm constantly captivated by our two characters, which is that's a lot of work done by just two actors. Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe are super talented, and that's why that movie's so good. But then I also feel that way about the Northman as well. It's a slow burn. It takes a while to get where it's going, but when it gets there, it's fucking awesome. And my God, the third act to the final fight scene in The Northman is one of the most epic things I've ever seen in a movie. It kicked ass, and it's a shame that not too many people have seen that one. Truly is a shame. It's really good. Dan Kev is asking about Sick. Story by Kevin Williamson. If so, what do you think? I think that you can see Kevin Williamson's influence, but it's very clear that someone else wrote it, is what I'll say. I thought it was fine. I thought it was a little weird, in my opinion, some of it, but I think that Kevin Williamson's influence on it was great. I loved some of the chase scenes. Like, I think the one chase scene on the raft or whatever is like a big standout from the movie, easily the most killer scene from the flick. But I just didn't love. I didn't care for the characters at all. I thought the main girl, whose name I can't even remember, she was just very forgettable, and the way her character was written, I don't understand why that movie was trying to make me root for that character. I don't get it. I thought she was a very unlikable character, and for some reason they were just writing her like she was a Sidney Prescott, which I feel like was a mistake because once again, I can't remember her name, but the main character in that movie, I just don't think was I don't think it was handled that well. I almost feel like because she was such a jerk, she should have died or should have failed in what she was doing. She's just, they tried to write her like Sydney, and that was a mistake because she's not a Sidney Prescott. She's not a likable character, and that was where that movie went wrong for me. It kind of lost me halfway through. But that, like I said, that chase scene, killer. The chase scenes, the way it's shot, I think is really, it's shot very beautifully. The sets and locations were gorgeous. But a lot of weird things going on in that movie for me to really, really love it. Seen The Northman with my dad, absolutely loved it. Soundtrack is epic as fuck, absolutely. Do you think Lights Out 2 will come out next year? Well, there has not been an announcement of this unless I missed it. A lot of people have been talking about Lights Out 2. I'm not against this at all. I'm going to look this up because I've seen a lot of people talking about this recently. Lights Out 2. Oh, shit. Okay. There's an update about this last July from David F. Sandberg. Okay. It's in development. Shit. Wow. This flew past me. I didn't even know this was a thing. That's crazy. I'm super hyped for it. I don't know when it'll come out, but I do know that David F. Sandberg is returning to horror, which is great. I think the Shazam movies are fine, and I love him so much. I really do. But I'm just kind of the opinion that he should get back to horror movies because he does those very well. I think Lights Out and Annabelle Creation are phenomenal flicks, and I would love to see him do another horror movie. If it's Lights Out 2, hell yeah, cool. But hopefully it's something original. I love seeing original horror films from these great directors and underrated directors. If it's Mike Flanagan or David F. Sandberg, a lot of these guys are killer. And I wish they made more horror movies. We have Mike Flanagan working on a new project though, which is awesome. So I'm excited to see what else he has up his sleeve. What comes next from old David? I'm excited for it. Barb is throwing $5 out there. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much. What are your favorite go-to horror movies that you're drawn to during Halloween season? Ooh, a good question. During Halloween season, I really like to watch. I feel like everyone has this answer, but like for me, this is like, yes, I have to watch something that's set in the fall. I love that shit so much. That feels like Halloween, that feels like, there are some movies that I just feel like have a Halloween vibe to them that some horror films don't have. Like, I think Trick or Treat is maybe the best example of that. The original Halloween, it just feels so like fall vibes, and you're running around on Halloween. Anything can happen. It's like the spooky essence to it that maybe other horror films don't have. I'm drawn to movies like that during fall, during that season, opposed to other horror flicks. Like, I think Terrifier 2 is another really good example of this. Once again, all these movies take place on Halloween, but even if they didn't, they have this Halloween feel and vibe to them. You see leaves constantly flowing all over the place. I'm trying to think like what's another good one that just doesn't take place on Halloween, because there are movies like that they almost have nothing to do with Halloween, but they have a Halloweeny vibe to them. Maybe like, this is so tough, but there are movies, I promise. Frailty, I think, is another one that has a Halloween vibe to it, but doesn't take place on Halloween. That's another good one. It's really tough, but there is a lot of movies like that. I just love fall set horror films. Like, I also, actually during the summer, I tend to watch this movie a lot, but Piranha 3D is another one that I'll watch a lot during Halloween as well. I just think it's a fun horror film. It's really dumb and ridiculous, but it's so much fun. It's a very fun and bloody movie, which is why I'm once again drawn to it. But yeah, just a lot of movies that take place during Halloween or in the fall in some capacity. House of the Devil is another one that I love watching during that time period. I'm trying to get into some more obscure ones instead of ones that, we've all talked about so many times. But yes, those movies for sure. House of the Devil. I really like David Cronenberg movies too. The Fly is one I'll watch a lot in October. A lot of weird ones. October is the month where you can put on a horror movie and it's not a weird suggestion. If you're with like a new group of friends and you're like, let's watch a movie. Oh, it's October. I can suggest a horror film. Listen, it's motherfucking October, baby. We got to watch a horror film right now. You can say that and it's not weird. And it's not like, oh, horror films? Like what? No, you don't get that during October. You have the excuse right there. And I love it. But yes, a great question though, Barb. I love it. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Sarah Campbell is throwing 11 Canadian dollars in there. Sarah, I appreciate the fuck out of you. Thank you so much. The meme you sent me today cracked me up, and I absolutely loved it. I need like 100 more of those memes in my life. Those are fantastic. Sarah's saying, I'm in a very long intermission between Bullet for My Valentine and Megadeth. Fuck yeah, and wanted to say hi. Hello, Sarah. Hello. Great choices. Holy shit, Bullet for My Valentine and Megadeth. Great artists right there. I love that. Are you at a concert right now? I have to know, because that's fucking awesome if you are, and I'm so jealous. Where's Megadeth playing? If they're out somewhere. This is one of the bands that I need to see before I die. This needs to happen. Like I'll whatever I have to do. If I gotta gobble something to get to this show, I'll make it happen. I don't care. That's really gross. But my point is, Megadeth is killer. I would love to see them at some point. I hope you have a blast, Sarah. That is fucking awesome. And I'm super jealous. I got to see Slayer on their final tour, which was awesome, but man, would I love to see Megadeth as well. That's awesome. Have a fun time. Have a great show. Have a little fun. Get a little tipsy, whatnot, but not too much. Make sure you have a safe way home is what I will say. But Sarah, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much. Have fun. Have fun, if nothing else. Gary Klein is throwing $5 out there as well. Thank you, Gary. Saying, once Damien Leone is done with Terrifier, what kind of movie would you want to see from him? I don't know why I could see him making a cool ghost movie. Ooh, okay. A little paranormal action. Okay. Gary, what I will say is I got to speak with Damien, and I love talking to people, as you may know from from all of this shit that I do on here constantly. But I got to speak with him, and I shouldn't. I'm not going to repeat what he told me, but he might be also working on another film as well as Terrifier 3. So that's all I'm going to say. Maybe, I don't know. You didn't hear that from me, if that's the case. But I've heard from a little birdie that maybe he's working on something else too. So I'm very excited to know whatever the hell that is. Sarah Campbell just sent me a photo. Let's see what this is looking like, everybody. Let's see what Sarah's doing tonight, so we can all be super jealous. Oh my God. Holy shit, Sarah. That's awesome. Look at this. Sarah's got a drink in her hand. She's vibing out at the concert. I love it, Sarah. Sarah, I hope you're having an absolute blast. And I'm very jealous. I wish I was there with you, because I would lose my fucking mind to some Megadeth right now. That is killer, though. Have a fun time. But Gary, I apologize. Let's get back to your question. Cool ghost movie. That would be interesting. Would he do something, do you think, that's like similar to like Evil Dead, where it's like it's paranormal, it's about demons and like almost borderline exorcisms and all that, but also like not really, and it's more about like the gore? Do you think he would take that approach, like do like an Evil Dead kind of thing, but different, his own spin on it? He likes to make his movies look very grindhousey, so I'd imagine he'd do something like that. That would be my guess, Gary. I'd be so down for it. I've seen a lot of his other films. Like, I mean, All Hallows Eve is kind of Terrifier, but it's also kind of its own thing. I don't know. I really liked the vibe of that film, and I'd love to see him do more besides Terrifier. That would be cool. I don't know what is the story after Terrifier 3? I wonder. I don't know. Is that going to be it? Is that going to be the only thing he does? Or, is Terrifier 3 the end? Or are we going to make like Terrifier films for a long time going here? I don't know. It kind of just became big this past October. It was kind of like a cult classic before then, the 2016 movie that was on Netflix somehow. So do we get another one of those? We'll just have to see, Gary. We'll have to see what the future holds for old Art the Clown. But I'm excited for it. Sarah, thank you so much for the concert pick. That I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped for you. I hope it's so much fun. Because, man, I'm jealous. Like I said, I'm just so jealous. That's awesome. Have fun. Enjoy Megadeth. Dave Mustaine is still kicking it all these years later. It's killer, man. Thank you for the $2 again, Sarah. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Old School is so hyped about Sam going a full Vader that he's putting it in there twice. Old School, I appreciate all the super chats, my friend. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. Saying, I want Sam to go full Vader in Scream 7. I kind of agree, but once again, I'm 100% of the opinion that they got to do it the right way. If they're going to make Sam the killer, they're going to make her go crazy and lose her mind and start killing people, it's got to be for the right reasons. You know, I don't want to see another character who is mentally ill, just a random mental illness, and then just goes crazy and starts killing people. It's just not realistic. It's not. You can fight me on that all day, but a lot of movies have used that, and it's like it makes me roll my eyes every time. It's like, really? That's gonna be your excuse? Come on, do a little more. Give me something else. Give me a character. Give me a plot line that this person can follow, and that's why they become evil. You know, we're writing something right now, which I can't tell you, but it is about a character who it starts off maybe in a good place, and then it slowly devolves them. Society breaks them down and all this shit. But you need that. You need society. I sound like the Joker right now. You need that element, though. You need some other outside element to be fucking with someone, breaking them down to the point where they lose their fucking mind. And it's not because of some random mental illness that makes no fucking sense, because that sucks. Let's not do that. Make Sam the killer in a way that's a little more organic and a little more realistic and more fun. I think the idea of turning a final girl into your main villain is very fascinating, and I'm very into it. I can't name too many times that's happened before. So once again, Scream is all about breaking stereotypes and going with the flow, doing what's current and fun. So let's see what else they can do here, is what I say. So I'm into it, old school. Thank you for the $2 or the $4, I should say. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate the hell out of you. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do next. Wicker Sticks Cinema. I like it. Have you gotten into folk horror yet, Jake? Yeah, I am very much so into folk horror. So, what are some of the best? The Wicker Man is probably like the biggest one for sure. I love The Wicker Man. I love Midsummer, which is kind of the same movie, but also different. It's kind of the same movie in the same way that Scream 2 and Scream 6 are the same movie. They're not really the same thing, but like they have similar elements to both of them. But they're both trying to say totally different things, my friends. So they're different. And I have checked out the trailer. It looks killer. It hits streaming in 2024, featuring where are you streaming to? That's awesome. The dark depiction of 1974 with Michael Sell. Skyman is Anton LaVey. Hell yeah. Where are you streaming it to, my friend? I'm curious. I'd love to watch it when it comes out. That'd be awesome. That'd be a lot of fun. Sam is a little badass in Scream. I wouldn't hate her as a villain, honestly. I mean, right? They're making a new movie with her, Barb. In case you're unaware, Radio Silence is doing their next movie. It's apparently a Dracula's Daughter, a new take on Dracula's Daughter, which is like an old movie from like the 1930s. They're doing a new spin on it. Melissa Barrera is starring in it, so I'm assuming she's going to be Dracula's daughter, quite literally, and she's going to be running around probably murdering and eating people. But I'm so into that. After Screams 5 and 6, where we basically gotten it teased to us that this character Sam would be running around murdering people. I get so hyped every single time that happens. A whole movie, a whole third act of that. Fuck yeah. I'm into it. So give me Sam Carpenter as a vampire biting into people's necks, sucking blood. I'm all about it. Scream Cream, what's your favorite horror franchises? Psh, my two favorite right there too, Scream Cream. Scream and Evil Dead, baby. 1 and 2. Absolutely, without a doubt, those are my favorites. Midsummer is daylight folk horror. Yeah. So is The Wicker Man. That whole movie is pretty much during the daytime. Most of it, like 80% of it is. Men was a folk horror. Yeah, Men was kind of folk horror-y. Yeah, it was a little more abstract, a little weird, bit of a weird movie, but I vibed with it for the most part. Men was really cool, but it got a little too in your face with what the message was, in my opinion. Like I got it, you know, it was like men got on a soapbox and it never really got off that soapbox, but it did some cool things while it was on its soapbox, I guess is my point. So yes, the movie was on a bit of a tear, on a rant the whole time. You could feel the rant emanating from it, but it had some cool shit going on in it regardless. Like, there's a visual towards the end of the movie that has not left my mind since I saw the movie. So I'll give it that, but it's definitely my least favorite from Alex Garland. But I do love all three of his movies that he's, directed, of course. He's written a lot of other movies as well. 28 Days Later is one of them. So you're probably secretly an Alex Garland fan. You just don't realize it. It's always fun. It's always fun finding those little things out about the things you love and where they came from. Old School is throwing $5 in there. Old School, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Saying, I saw the Children of the Corn reboot, and it wasn't that great, but I love chaos. Oh, I love this comment. I love chaos too, my friend. Okay, is this streaming somewhere? Because I really want to watch this, and I really don't want to pay for it. Children of the Corn, whatever the fuck, 2023, 2020, wherever. I want to know if this is on something. You got to pay for it wherever you go. You got to throw $6 in there if you're going to get it. If you want to see the new Children of the Corn, you're going to have to throw money into the corn barrel. You understand me? Do you understand me out there, folks? You got to throw $6 towards the corn if you want to see. I'm not going to finish that. That's actually really gross. But Children of the Corn, the reboot, I've heard not very good things about it, Old School. But I too am a fan of chaos. I am an agent of chaos, some might say. So I'm all about this. I do want to check it out. I want to get some. See, if I'm gonna watch this though, I want to get some buddies together. We're gonna maybe get a little intoxicated. Don't think I could say that on the old YouTube, but I would love to get a little sloshed, as they say, and watch this movie. It seems like it would be fun. So yes. I'm glad you loved the chaos of the film, Old School. You can always, even in movies you don't like, you can always take something positive away from it. Always remember that while watching a movie. Before you go out there and you just say this thing fucking sucks, no one should watch this. Just remember there's always something you liked about a film. There is, I guarantee you. Even Halloween Ends, I fucking love the opening scene. I think it's so well done. That Corey Cunningham, man, did I love him in the opening scene, but kind of lost me after that. But I still love that opening scene. Regardless of where it went, I still liked it. So find the positive in places where there's not too many positives is what I will tell you. That's my advice. But I still want to check this out. I want to see it for myself. Like I said, I've also heard not so great things, but I love chaos. It's a good sentiment to end on. Old School, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Noah Atkinson is hanging out with us tonight saying, do you want the final chapter of Scream to end with 7 or 8? What if it doesn't end? What if it doesn't end there, my friend? There's so many stories we can tell in the Scream universe that we've yet to even touch. We've yet to even poke with a little stick, in my opinion. I mean, we've gotten some things out of Scream 6 that I've wanted from this franchise for a long time, which was nice. We finally got a sequence from the killer's perspective, which was fucking awesome and so fresh. And I loved every second of it. It was great. But I think there's still so much to do. There's still so much you can do, and there's still so many things that need to happen, in my opinion. Like, we need one more movie with Sidney Prescott, in my opinion. However you want to spin that, however you want to do it, I think we need one more. We need a send-off for Sidney because we brought her back. We've kind of established a lot of things with her character that I think we can still touch on in more movies. I'd love to see her back. I love Sidney Prescott. I think Neve Campbell's an amazing actress, and I'd love to see her just come back to this franchise one more time. If it's the last time she's there, I mean, I think in a way that feels like a final chapter. In a lot of ways, it does feel like a final chapter to the end of Scream. If you have Neve Campbell for one last movie, it does feel like the end of an era if they were to do something like that, for sure. But I think Scream can truly, it's one of the few franchises I feel like can go on forever. I think that's why Scream and Scream, Halloween, fucking Evil Dead, like, these are my favorite franchises for a reason. You know, it's because the concept itself is so malleable. There's so much you can take from it and spin down a different direction. Like, the way I talk about Scream, I could talk this way about Halloween, I could talk this way about Evil Dead, I could talk this way about so many different franchises. Maybe even Friday the 13th is very close to that, I think. There's a lot you can add to Friday the 13th, but it's different, you know, like with Scream and Evil Dead. I feel like these franchises can go on forever because the concept is so interesting. You can kind of set it wherever you want. You can have whatever kinds of characters involved, and it's going to be a pretty cool movie as long as you execute it well. But with movies like Halloween and Friday the 13th, it's a little different. I still feel like they have longevity because the concept is so fun, but they can kind of do the same thing every single time and get away with it because it's still just so fun. It's so fun to see a Jason movie and with all your buddies and just root for the fucking killer and be like, oh, these two are having sex, I guess they're gonna die. It's fun to watch that shit. It's fun to watch a little predictable slasher movie with your buddies because you can all relate to it. You can all relate to it. You know where it's gonna go, and it's a good time every time. So even if you don't like the movie, you're gonna like the experience you have with your friends. So that's why I think movies, franchises like Halloween and Friday the 13th can go on forever, because you're always going to be able to watch a new movie with Michael or Jason where they're killing somebody and you can root for them because everyone's familiar with the concept. Slashers are not the most out there thing where something like Possessor or like Existence from David, I'm just naming Cronenberg movies at this point, but movies like that are a little unobtainable because they're so fucking weird and out there. So not everyone's going to be into it, and not everyone's going to be able to follow it or be like, what the fuck is even going on here, you know? But with a slasher, you know, it's you have that with everybody. If you want to get somebody into horror movies, show them Friday the 13th, show them Halloween, show them Scream, because they're going to be able to know and relate and feel to that, I guess is my point. But I don't know. Once again, apologies for the rant, but I love this franchise. I think it can go on forever. I really do. It's very fun. What are you most looking forward to in the future, non-movie wise? Not movies? What do I even... My whole personality is a Letterboxd account, Scream Cream. What the fuck? I don't even know. Fuck. What else is coming up in the future that isn't a movie that I'm excited for? Poppy. Speaking of music, I'm gonna be honest with you. My whole life is just shit that I enjoy. My whole life is just movies and music and having fun with friends. That's all I'm gonna be honest. I'm a simple guy. All I want to do in my life is entertain my friends and family and have fun with people. That's really why I feel like I was put on this planet. So that's what I look forward to. I look forward to the next time I get to hang out with buddies and the next crazy thing we're all gonna do, the next movie we're all gonna see. That's what I think about all the time. So it's tough to say, but I am excited to be working on the projects I'm working on right now. If it's GULLGOTHA, which is the gaming channel that I'm working on right now, so go subscribe to that. So that's spelled GULLGOTHA. I have 1,800 subscribers over on that page. Go subscribe if you have not. Let's get to 2K over there. Why not? And we're gonna be gaming over there. That's gonna be fun. So I'm excited to play some more video games. That's something I have not had time to do. And I'm going to be honest, half the reason I'm doing that page is because I want to get back into video games. It's been such a long time. So check out that page if you'd like. That's I'm going to play the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game soon. Horror movie kid reviews. Might be into that. So when that game comes out, I'm going to be playing it. It's going to be a fun time. Do you think, but to answer your question, do you think there will be a new TCM anytime soon? I sure hope so. Horror movie kid reviews. Because I really did enjoy the last one. I don't think it was the best or anything like that. But I did have a fun time with it. I had a fun time with the last one. It surely was indeed a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It gave me everything the film promised. Listen, can't complain there, okay? I got exactly what I asked for and literally no more than that. And a lot of people were expecting more than that, but that's not what it was, and that's okay. But I am all about another movie. If they want to make another one, hell yeah. If they want to make a sequel to the Netflix one, sure, why not? Just give me another Chainsaw Massacre, I'll be here for it. If y'all are hearing the Discord sound, by the way, I don't know if that's coming through or not. I hope not, but okay, never mind. Maybe no one's hearing it and I'm just going crazy. Don't worry about it. T-Virus Caterpillar is saying, do you like Resident Evil? Also, you're new to the channel. Well, welcome. Welcome, T-Virus Caterpillar. Welcome. I appreciate you. I fucking love Resident Evil. It is one of my favorite video game series of all time. I haven't played all of them, but I played a lot of them, I would say. I would say I'm kind of a fake fan, but I'm kind of a fake fan of Resident Evil because I haven't played all of them, but I love them. Like, I love them so much. Only kidding, of course. But what I will say, T-Virus Caterpillar is on my gaming channel, which I just talked about, and some of you here are like, oh, God, Jake, shut up. But Jake needs to promote, okay? Just give me 2 seconds. T-Virus Caterpillar, I'm playing Resident Evil 4, the remake, over on my gaming channel every Wednesdays and Friday nights. Friday nights. We're playing it over there. Come check it out. GULLGOTHA, GULLGOTHA. Okay, I'm done. I promise I'm done. I'm done. Hand to God. We're moving forward. I'm so sorry. Nitro Doomix. Love the name. That's crazy. Saying there's 2 different license holders for Friday the 13th, and also I heard that they're going to make another Friday the 13th movie. Yes, but it's going to be different. Going to be 2 different versions. Yeah, no, for you're spot on. So we have what's his face, who I can't remember, but we have Victor Miller, A24, and some of the people from Horror Incorporated are working on the Friday the 13th series, Crystal Lake, which comes out on Peacock next year, I believe. And I'm excited for it. I'm just hoping that Jason is involved in some capacity. If he's not, and it's just about Pamela Voorhees, I almost have no interest. I don't even know why you would make that show personally. I love Friday the 13th, but like, I don't care about the lore that much, like I was just saying. You know, I go to those movies to root for a big dude in a hockey mask killing teenagers. That's about it. That's why I see them movies, and I hope that they do that in the series, because once again, the story of Friday the 13th, I'm just not like the, oh my God, I need to know what happened with Pamela. I don't care. I think some people care. Some people would care and be very interested in that story, but I just really want to see Jason back on the big screen killing people. That's my big thing. We have Sean Cunningham, though, and the rest of Horror Incorporated working on a Friday the 13th movie, though, where it's Jason killing people, and I'm all about that. So I hope that both things are fantastic. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be. They may be good, they may not be good. I'm very on the fence about both projects, so we'll have to see. Can I play Last of Us Part 2? Absolutely. Yes, for sure. I would love to play that game because I've never played it. I've only played the first one, so yes. Hey, Jake, bulletproof with a gun or bully-proof with a... Oh, shit. Oh, is this a Halloween Ends joke? Because I'd like it if it is. You gotta watch out for them band kids. You know, they certainly are bullies, as they say. So, Jason Carpenter, if you're out there, I'm so sorry. I know you love that movie so much. I like to make my little jokes, and I apologize, my friend. Calder Prime is saying, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I got information from a friend who knows the Trick or Treat director. Oh, shit. And he might be working on something related to the Krampus movie he did. Okay, I'm all about that. I know that Michael Dougherty, I believe his name is, I know he announced a little while ago that he was working on Trick or Treat 2, which would be fucking awesome. So that I'm all about that. I'm all about Trick or Treat 2. I'm all about Krampus 2. I really love both of this guy's both of his horror flicks for sure. I know didn't Michael Dougherty also direct Godzilla King of the Monsters, if I'm remembering correctly. So I don't know. I really, that movie I'm kind of on the fence about, but I really like all of his horror movies for sure. I saw the naughty cut of Krampus this past Christmas. It's really good. It's really interesting. I love that. The movie's really fun. Oh yeah. You're on Letterboxd. I've been looking for a movie rating app. What are your thoughts on it? Letterboxd is fun. You know, it's nothing like, it's nothing crazy. It's just, you give your 1 out of 5 star review of a movie. If you really liked it, really didn't, you can write a little review about it. It's nice. It's fun. It's a fun time. It's a good community on there too. I don't have too many. When I dislike a movie and I put it on there too, people will ask me why I disliked it, opposed to just being like, oh, you're so dumb you didn't like this movie. It's like, I hate that, dude. Like, some people aren't gonna like movies, and that's fine. Like, someone out there does not like your favorite movie, and that's okay. That's why we have things like literally what we're doing right now, this movie talk page we're doing right now, so we can talk about it and maybe come to different conclusions on movies that you really like and find more things you like about it, or a movie you disliked and find something you like about it. And I think that's wonderful. And Letterboxd, for the most part, has been a really good community. So I really had a fun time over there. Yeah, Aaron makes a very funny point too. Giving us a Mindy quote here, which I love. Maybe my favorite Mindy quote. What does she say exactly? It's like it's not for ghost faces are dorks with whose personalities are like Letterboxd accounts or something. I was quoting her earlier, by the way, if you were there for that. But yes, I think that's very funny and very meta. I like it. Resident Evil 0 scared the shit out of me when I was playing it with the whole train part. Oh, the train part's my favorite part of that game, honestly. I really like the train, but the controls are kind of whack on that one. Also got information on Trick or Treat 2, and what I've heard is it might do completely new stories. Good. That's good. I would want new stories. Than just continuing the ones in the first one. Yes, I appreciate that. I would want it to be new stories, a whole new set of interconnected stories like that, opposed to just continuing stuff from the past, personally. So yeah, I'm all about that. Thoughts on Terrifier 3? I'm excited for it. I really want Terrifier 3 to be good. I recently got to meet Damien Leone, Elliot Fulham. I also got to meet David Howard Thornton. They are all just super nice people, and they're so cool. They're so down to earth and just real people. You know what I mean? They're not like big celebrities now or anything like that. No, they're people making horror films, and I love it. So I have nothing but good things to say about Terrifier 3. I want it to be the best horror movie ever made, because if anyone deserves it, it's the people behind the Terrifier films. They are so nice, so cool, so inviting to their fans. They're so humble too. Damien Leone is the most humble dude I've ever met. He's like one of the most important horror directors of our generation. You can agree with that or not. I don't care. I think that personally. And he's just a regular guy. He is just a guy. He vibes. And my God, his arms are so impressive. Listen, I got to take a picture with that man, and I put my arm around him, and his shoulder feels like a basketball. I mean, the guy is fucking jacked. He is yoked up. I fucking love Damien Leone. He's an awesome dude. And I hope that I hope he knocks it out of the park with another great slasher flick with Terrifier 3. God, I love those people. And hopefully I get to meet Lauren Lavera at some point too. I think she's amazing. I thought she's like one of my favorite horror final girl characters ever. So would love to meet her at some point. I hope she's doing good. I know she's gotten a bunch of new roles recently, which is awesome. I know she's in a bunch of new stuff. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped to hopefully meet her at a convention at some point. That'd be awesome. Got my ass handed to me on RE4 professional mode. You were saying that earlier. That's funny. That's funny, man. I'm hyped to do a run of that at some point. Godzilla is not mid. I like the older Godzilla movies. I'm not crazy about the new ones, but I really like the old ones that I have seen. So a lot of good stuff. I know I was just given my... Oh, you're all good. T-Virus and Calder Prime, what I will say is we can have disagreements on here. Just be nice about it. You know, that's the big thing. We all have a difference in movie opinions, but this is the safe space to talk about all those things. And look at that Calder Prime. Calder Prime's being super cool about it too. I love it. I love that. See, we can have disagreements like this and we can come to good conclusions where we're not insulting each other on our movie opinions. I bring this up a lot because I see it every single day on Twitter, and it makes me sad. It makes me just the little tiniest bit sad that happens all the time. So I try to, my goal here is to create a space where we can all talk about horror movies and the things we love about them, the things we dislike about them in a controlled environment where we're all respecting one's opinion. And I think that's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Dan Kev is saying thoughts on Saw X. I'm very excited for it. I have a lot more faith in this film than most people do. I think Saw X is going to be good. I really do, because we have Kevin Grudert in the director's chair. This man has directed some of my favorite Saw movies, Saw 6, and, well, he directed one of the more frowned upon Saw movies, Saw 3D. But, in all fairness, I think he did a really good job with 6. That's my personal favorite Saw movie. I love it so much. It's a blast. I think 1 is objectively better, but for me, 6 is a really fun watch. I really enjoy it. But Saw X, I think, is also going to be great because it's going back to what made the franchise so wonderful in the first place, that I would actually argue maybe is the reason a lot of us didn't love Jigsaw and why we didn't love Spiral. I feel like we're going back to what Saw 3D kind of had the vibe of, which, listen, the traps in that one are kind of whack. I feel you there. But story-wise and some of the crazy reveals in that, I thought were fun. I thought were really cool. I think it's an underrated film. It has some very clear problems that I do agree are problems. But for the most part, I like Saw 3D. I like most of the Saw films. I think they're a lot of fun. But Saw X, I think, is going to be good. Kevin Grudert's back. He knows Saw very well. He edited the first 5 Saw movies and directed 6 and 3D. So I think he knows what he's doing. If anyone besides James Wan should direct a Saw film, it's absolutely Kevin Grudert. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table with Josh Stolberg once again in the writer's chair. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. We got a lot of the original cast back. Tobin Bell's back. Shawnee Smith is back. Costas Mandalore's back. Got a lot of great people. Got a lot of great people on this one. I think it's going to be good. I think at the very least, it'll be better than the last two movies, which admittedly is not a high bar to cross, but I think it'll be better than those two. For sure. And it's going to be fun to do a double feature of that as well as, that and the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that come out on the same day in October. Holy shit. That is going to be a fun Halloween weekend, my friends. Damn. Legion is throwing a little something out there, saying not to make it totally bleak here, but the director that made Monster Jeffrey Dahmer show is making a new monster series, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I've heard of this. Like the monster series is about real life serial killers who are, well, real life monsters. And yes, they I know the showrunner is Ryan Murphy. I don't know who the director, if that's him or not, but I know the showrunner is Ryan Murphy, but that's all I can tell you. I wasn't crazy about the Jeffrey Dahmer show, but I'll always give it a shot. I'll always give anything a shot that's popular. So whatever they do next, I'm excited to see it. I will definitely check it out. We all love this kind of stuff, and arguing is going to split the community when we should be together and understand we all love the same thing. I love that, Calder Prime. I absolutely love that. That's fantastic. That's why we're here. That's why we're having fun. We're poking, and it's a good time. You know what I mean? So let's. And here's the other thing too. We are all here horror fans. We are horror fans who love this genre that is unfortunately shit on so many times. The Oscars don't recognize it. Most people, there are people online who will say horror films are satanic and they rot people's minds. They do all these horrible things. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is fucking ridiculous. I hate it. There's a lot of love in this community. There's so many wonderful people that I've gotten to meet. I've gone to multiple horror conventions at this point, and every single time it was a blessed experience for me. It was truly amazing to meet so many wonderful people who share the same love for these weird movies, and it's amazing. It's wonderful. So it makes me sad to see other communities not as strong, not as fun as the horror community, truly, because y'all are fantastic. You should know that. I gotta be totally real with you guys. I'm gonna spill we're almost 2 hours into the stream, so it can get a little weird. It can get a little emotional. I was doing this channel called Movie Smoothie for a little while, and I was talking in like other fan bases and groups and all that, and it just wasn't the same. There wasn't the love or respect for other people's opinions. It just wasn't the same, and I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. So now I'm gaming. now I'm doing this. Now I'm gaming, and it's fun. So I'll get off my now I'm on my soapbox. I'll get off my soapbox, but point being, I love this community. It's wonderful. And just be nice. Be nice to one another. It's always going to be a positive outlook, no matter how you spin it. But anyways, what else do we got here? Are you doing any horror cons in Illinois? Flashback his Screamcast this August. Ooh. I absolutely want to. So Barb, what I'll say is I've been to 2 horror conventions now, and they have been the time of my life. I got to go to Horror Hound just like a month ago now, and it was a blast. It was so much fun. I was there all weekend, and I met so many wonderful people, including like just people I just admire and love. If it was other YouTubers, if it was like Matthew Lillard or Giancarlo Esposito, I got to meet so many cool people, and I will absolutely be at more horror cons. And I'm going to try to go out to different crazier places too in the future. When I'm not completely broke, when I'm not in the middle of 100 crazy projects right now. We're making a movie. We're running 2 YouTube channels. I have so much insanity going on. So at some point when I'm not super busy, I want to just go to every horror convention I possibly can. Be like Sean Clark, going to all these different conventions. I saw him too. I got to talk to him a little bit. He's really cool. So I would love that. I would absolutely love to go to more cons for sure. I need to stick with this channel because other channels I've seen that sucks. That really sucks, Aaron. I'm sorry for that. That's a shame because I don't know. It sucks to see that shit happen. I've seen crazy things happen to great channels, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. I want everyone to be successful, and then sometimes you go down some dark and horrible paths like that, and it's like, how can you root for someone like that? It's a shame. Really is a shame. Hold on, I'm going to eat dinner for a minute. Enjoy that dinner, Calder Prime. Enjoy. What's your dream career? I'm doing it. I'm having fun. I'm making movies. I'm talking about horror movies. That's all old Jake wants to do. Just have fun. And to me, it's less about having a career and it's more about being able to have fun and entertain people. That's really all it is. As long as I can do that if like I was working at Chipotle for a little while, I'm gonna do like a part-time thing, I think, there just for a little while I'm kind of figuring out my whole YouTube situation. But even then, like, I was happy. You know what I mean? I was entertaining people. I was making people laugh just going through the line at Chipotle, and that was enough. That's enough for old Jake. That makes me happy. If I can put a smile on someone's face every single day, I'm successful. That's success in my mind. It's all that matters to old Jake. I'm good with peeps not liking Halloween ends, so long as they are flagrantly rude and obnoxious on purpose. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I'll make my jokes, but I also respect that a lot of people, like yourself, really like the film. And to me, if you like a movie and it brings you joy, that's awesome. Like, that's one of the best feelings you can experience on planet Earth. Why would I want to shit on that? Listen, I make my jokes all day, I do, but in reality, I love that so many people love Halloween Ends. I see people still posting about it all the time, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome. I might not have gotten that same feeling from it, but I think it's great that other people have that. It makes me so happy that people love that film. It really does. Any movie that people like, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. No matter what my opinion is of it. With that being said, I'm always going to be honest, and I'm always going to tell you what my opinion is on a movie, whether that's positive or negative. But what I will say is, I just be honest with your opinions, but don't be a dick. You know, that's a big thing. That's the big thing to remember there. Urban Legends should come back for a sequel. I agree. And give us something similar to what Craven wanted with Jill. It's years later and we follow Brenda being stalked by a new killer. That is what's so well done. That's what's so well done with the Urban Legend films, is it's like, it didn't need to do that. It didn't need to connect all this big story about Brenda, but it does. And it kind of does it well, man. I really liked what Urban Legends does in its 2 movies. Or 3 movies. I actually haven't seen the 3rd one now that I think about it, but I know how they connected it from 1 and 2. And I think that's awesome. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie. I should have said that earlier. Sometimes I'm not thinking. Sometimes old Jake's not thinking, but I won't say the actress who plays the person. so maybe that won't give it away. There we go. Check it out. It's a movie from the 90s. So come on, y'all. What's your opinion on the Amazing Spider-Man movies? I love them because I grew up on them. That's fair. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and I really do love all 3 of them. 3's the weakest for sure, but I love all 3 of them. I think they're fun. I think the first Amazing Spider-Man's not bad. I'm just not a big fan of the second one. I don't think the second one doesn't do it for me, but I actually do like the first one a lot. Excuse me. Got some crazy hiccups over here. But yes, what I will say is, I think the first one gets a bad rap because the second one is so bad. So I don't think the first one is really, it's not really awful. I think Andrew Garfield is a great Spider-Man, and I think the Lizard is a good villain. It's, like I said, it's not my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, but I think the first one, like I said, the first one gets roped in with the hate that 2 has, and that's a shame, because I think the first one's fine. I think it's good. It's a good movie. But second one, I get why it's disliked, is what I'll say. Kind of looking forward to seeing what they do with the I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel. What are you thinking about it, Jake? Dan, I got to do a video on this, and it's been on my board for God knows how long. I've had an update on this for so long, I just haven't made the video. Today, I finally made my Boogeyman video, which I'm very happy with. I don't think it's doing all that well, but I'm still happy I made it. How is it doing? Let's find out on stream together. Let's find out together, everybody. 300, yeah, 300 views. Okay, well that's fine. That's all right. Tomorrow we're doing a Scream video, so that people will watch that. But I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm hyped to do do a big video on this as well. Fuck, I might do it this week actually. Why not? Why not? Come on. I'm hyped to see what they do with it. I've always felt like this franchise could explode into something else and make it something crazier. I'm not crazy about the first one. I think the sequel's pretty good. But then the third movie, oh man, it's something. So I'm excited to see new life breathed into this franchise. What do they do with it? You know what I mean? I never watched that series that came out maybe like 2 years ago. I heard it was not great, but I hope whatever they do with this, it's good. I hope they can maybe improve upon it, maybe even make it something crazier. So I'm all about it. I am all about it. What's your favorite Resident Evil game? Mine is Resident Evil 2 Remake. Totally fair, dude. Oh my god, that movie's killer. Sorry if I misspelled something. That's all good. Hey, don't worry about it. English is not your first. I think it's impressive that you have multiple languages, my friend. That's really impressive. I couldn't have guessed, honestly, that English wasn't your first language from this. That's really impressive, honestly. So very nice. What I will say is the Resident Evil 2 remake's probably my favorite too. I love it. Resident Evil 4 though, I'm playing through that right now on stream, and it's fantastic. I mean, it's so much fun. But what I will say is that the 4 remake and 2, just like the original games, are very different very different games. Like Resident Evil 2 is all about like surviving. Like if you can run through a room without killing a zombie, that's a success. Like you don't have to kill every zombie in that game. Resident Evil 4 is a little differently. Like you're supposed to kill as many zombies as you want, and you will get rewarded for it. That's not how it is in Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is about like having enough ammo just to get through a level. You know, you want to survive, you want to run through things as fast as possible, and hopefully you don't encounter any big monsters or anything crazy. You know, that's the point of the second game. So I think right now I like Resident Evil 2, the remake specifically, more. So I actually kind of agree with you, T-Virus Caterpillar, but I fucking love the 4 remake. Like it's so much fun. It's very fun in a different way than 2 is fun, if that makes sense. I like a lot of them. A lot of them are fun. Eric Cartman is going on. Respect my authority. Is saying, I've honestly given up on the Salem Slot remake. The amount of secrecy is just ridiculous at this point. Probably. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy shit. I can't believe the movie's not out yet. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. Like, there's been like little tiny sporadic updates for it. Who knows, man? Who knows? I got to talk about Stephen King today in my video, and it was fun. It was fun talking about something different today. What's my favorite Universal monster movie? Right there. Hang on. Wait. There you go. Creature, baby. Love it. Love me some Creature. An underdog for sure, but I love it. Love me some Creature from the Black Lagoon. I am Cornholio. I need pee-pee for my bunghole. Me too, Infinite Sky. Me too. Oh my god. What about Happy Death Day 3? I want that to happen so bad, man. I want a Happy Death Day 3 tomorrow. I love those movies so much. They're so much fun. It feels like new Scream movies in a lot of ways, and I love that. I would love more of those. Would love more Happy Death Day in my life. Old School is throwing $5 in there. Thank you again for the super chat, my good friend. Thank you. Saying, any thoughts on the I Know What You Did Last Summer Legacy sequel? Well, with the few things we know about it, I'm tentatively excited for it, because we have people working on this that I can't remember the person's name, but they were a co-writer on Thor: Love and Thunder, which you guys might like that film, but I think it's one of the worst movies I've ever paid money for, personally. I wasn't a big fan of it. I think that every decision was a miss, in my opinion. I didn't love it. So I really want this to be good, but so far the track record for this person, in my opinion, is not fantastic. So I'm hoping it's good. I hope it's a 10 out of 10. Hope it's a killer new movie. We're seeing the revival of a lot of these wonderful franchises that were Scream inspired from back in the day come back into the limelight, which I think is great. So I think that's fantastic. But I just hope this movie's good, and I hope it doesn't suck. I really do. I don't believe there's any casting news or anything yet. Is there even enough for me to do a whole everything we know so far on it? I know what you did last summer. Let's look up news for this. I'm curious if there's anything. I Know You Did Last Summer sequel in the works at Sony. This person is directing. Jennifer. Okay, yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. were in talks to return. Okay, I remember this now. Yeah, this was from back in February. I'm excited for it. Honestly, I am. If it brings back the original cast, cool. Hell yeah. like I said, it's been a minute since I've talked about this one. I got to do some research on it. And then we're going to do a big video on it, Old School. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun talking about this one. I can't wait. Old School, thank you for the $5, my good friend. I appreciate you. I'm going to get that video in the works because it seems like a lot of y'all want to talk about that. Another Kevin Williamson property to get on. Wasn't Rings supposed to get a 4th movie after the 3rd movie, Jake? It might have, but I know Rings didn't do very well at the box office, if I remember correctly, which is kind of a shame because I thought that movie was like not bad. Rings 2017. Actually, did it do well at the box office? I actually don't remember. I want to say it like didn't do that well. I want to say it off the top of my head. I want to say it was like, but kind of a cool idea for, to me, it was a really cool idea for a continuation to The Ring. Originally titled The Ring 3D. That's funny. Oh no, it actually, okay, it had a fine box office performance, had a $25 million budget, pulled in $83 million worldwide. It's actually based on the original, I believe it's based on the original novel that brought about the Ring and all that. So I want to do a rewatch on this one because I think it was actually like it was pretty good. I was like, wow, this is not the worst. Honestly, I thought it was better than The Ring 2, which is fine. The first one's good. The first remake is fantastic. The original film is really good too. I actually recommend watching both side by side because they're a little different how they tell the story, and I think both have something about them that is really good and something that I don't like. There's something in both that I don't love, and I almost wish there was like a merger of both of those films together where they had these certain elements to them. I don't know how to explain it. Like Sadako's backstory in the original, I think, is way better than the American remake. But then I think the look and feel of the remake is better than the original, which is it's a weird thing to comment on. But I don't know. There's something about there's a middle ground there with the remake and the original where you can find this like perfect balance of a killer movie. But they're both good for totally different reasons. Like I said, check out both of them. Wrote this wrong last time. I meant, would you play the 2 Outlast games and the new Outlast Trials on your gaming channel? Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I've been wanting, getting into gaming. It's tougher than it's a whole different ball game than talking about horror movies online because you kind of got to play like what's trending or what your audience wants to see a little more. And I'm not as familiar with horror games as I am with horror movies. Like I'm spitballing up here. I can talk about horror movies all day, but with horror games, it's a little, I just haven't been in the loop with that I've been so focused on expanding my horror movie knowledge for the past like 4 years. It's been, I haven't had a whole lot of time for video games. Honestly, like the only 2 games I played in like the past 4 years were like Resident Evil 2 and 3 and like Fortnite every now and then when I like have some time, just throw something on because I'm bored, So I haven't had a whole lot of time for video games, but this gaming channel, I'm trying to get back into it. I'm going to play some TCM when that comes out. When I'm done with Resident Evil 4, maybe I'll play something weird. I don't know. But yeah, I will absolutely play the Outlast games. That would be fun. What are your thoughts on the Resident Evil movies? You think they're mid? Also, I got Resident Evil 3 Remake. It was decent, a solid 6 out of 10. It was fun, but it was too short. I agree. I don't like how they handled Nemesis either. I think that the way they handled Mr. X in the Resident Evil 2 remake was killer, but they should have done the same thing with Nemesis. Like, I wish he was chasing you around instead of being these like cinematic cutscenes. That was like kind of weird. But yeah, it was definitely too short, but it was fun. I enjoyed it, but Resident Evil 2 I think is definitely superior. I like the Resident Evil movies. I think the most recent one is probably my favorite, but I still feel like they haven't gotten it right with the Resident Evil movies personally. I think there's still more work to be done, as they say. Are you excited for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? Yeah, honestly, I am. I think it's going to be... I have faith in it. I really like Harrison Ford. The trailer looks good for the most part. I think at the very least it's going to be better than the Crystal Skull, which, once again, not a hard bar to pass, but I'm just hoping it's better than that, personally. That's my goal with it. Dan is saying, Jake, have you checked out the Exorcist TV series? I've also heard that it's decent, and I haven't checked it out. I've seen like one episode, so I can't really say. I've seen an episode. I think it's shot really well. It had some really compelling characters, but once again, I haven't watched the whole thing. I hear it's good though. I do want to check it out at some point. Yeah, that's unfortunately that's all I can say on it, Dan Kev. I just mixed those two words. I put them together real quick, Dan. I apologize. but yeah, I hear that it's good. I hear it's decent. So I want to check it out. Kind of like that Hannibal show, which I hear is also phenomenal, but once again haven't seen. so many good shows out there, just not enough time. I wish I could just like block out like a week. I wish I could just block out a week where I could watch all these shows and movies that I want to catch up on. Noah is asking, what do you think about Tara and Chad's romance with Samantha and Sam and Danny's romance, because it needs to return for Scream 7, which is Tom Holland and Zendaya should play the new legacy romance. You know, I see this a lot. I see a lot of people who love the romance, and I think that's awesome. I'm just not, you know, I guess I don't go to a Scream movie to see romance angles. It's not a big deal to me. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't have too much to say about this. Tara and Chad, I feel like their romance came very naturally because you had Chad lose his girlfriend in the previous movie, and it seemed like him and Tara were almost like brother and sister in a way. So it's kind of weird to say because they were kissing in that movie, but like they had a nice relationship, I guess is my point. They felt close in Scream 5, and then that moves into Scream 6 and they're even closer. So it was good story-wise. I think Danny is the most understanding boyfriend of all time. The guy should win an award for how understanding he was for best boyfriend ever, is my opinion. But yeah, maybe they'll do more in the future with other characters. Would you ever do reaction videos where you watch and review horror movies? I would do that. I would like watch a horror movie and review it as you're going along. I would do that video for sure. I'm kind of trying to, like, right now I'm just there's not really any big horror movies, or like if there's big horror news, like it comes and goes. But I do want to do stuff like that. I've seen other people do it and it looks really fun. My problem is, like, I've done that before. I have done videos like that in the past, and like they just didn't get any views. People didn't watch them as much. I'm kind of focusing on the stuff that typically works. So I still get to do, like, talk about like everything I want to talk about, just not as frequently as I would like. But that's okay. I still get to, I just got to jam pack it into all one big video, essentially. So that's typically what does the best. Reaction videos, like typically when I do them, YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube's not a big fan of when I do reaction videos, because every single one I've done has gotten demonetized at one point or another. So it's one of those things where I would love to do more of those, but I just don't think YouTube would be okay with that. Like, what was the last one that I did? I did an Insidious The Red Door trailer reaction, and like got a lot of views, 2,000 views, 196 likes. I was like, okay, cool, but got struck down. YouTube was like, no, my friend. Oh no, you're not gonna react to one of our trailers. No, you don't. No, you don't do that. But I can talk about it. It's a little ridiculous. I can talk about I can make a video where I talk about every facet of some kind of element to a trailer or another YouTube video, and I can post that, and I can monetize that. But if I post a video where I'm directly putting that into my video and commenting on it, adding something new and existing to it, it's not just the same thing. That I get in trouble for. But I can break down every detail of it. I can put pictures of it. It's crazy. YouTube is a strange place. It's tough to understand, as they say. Because what's the difference? What's the difference between those two things, right? Like I'm showing you footage versus talking about it. Like it's the same thing. I don't know. It's crazy to me. You should definitely stream Dead by Daylight. I should, Kyle. I agree. I like Dead by Daylight. That one's fun. I would absolutely do that. What do you think they should do with the Halloween franchise next? Give me just a new take on Michael Myers. Maybe make it in the 70s again. Just Michael Myers in the 70s. He's killing somebody for whatever fucking reason. I don't care. New set of people. New group of people are getting attacked by Michael Myers in Haddonfield. And why? Give me a new reason why Michael is killing. Reinvent the killer at this point. That's what we've done. 13 movies where it feels like a lot of them are good. A lot of them are great. A lot of them are fun. But I think now it's time to reinvent the franchise, do something brand new that feels fresh and original. You know, you can watch the trailer and be like, oh, this looks like Halloween 1978, but really, it's got a whole new thing to say, a whole new thing to do, brand new kills, new vibe for Michael. I don't know. That's what I would do if I was in charge. Okay. Well, old Jake's been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to end the stream here, but it's been a blast. I appreciate you so much for all the support and all the super chats tonight. You've all been a blast to talk to as well. Thank you so much. All the love and respect for my friends out there. But I will be live again. I'll probably be live again on this page tomorrow. But like I said, Wednesday, we'll be live over on GULLGOTHA playing some Resident Evil 4. So come check me out over there. Thank you so much for watching tonight, everybody. I love every single one of you. Keep talking horror. Keep watching horror movies. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace!